Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well wishers. Even do not deny your enemies listening to this hallowed platform, because this is where we preach the gospel of freedom. Ebe a ka anyị na-ezi ozi ọma Chineke, the pure gospel of liberty. Therefore, once again, I welcome each and every one of you onto today's edition of Radio Biafra House of Service. Today is Tuesday. Do not forget that today is our Tweet Tuesday. Have you tweeted? Go to X. Twitter is called X now. Have you X'd today? Because this has been our formidable tool and weapon to communicate the world. Therefore, you can be hearing us live and direct on CHK 102.1 in parts of Biafra land, FM, frequency modulation. You can be hearing us in many parts of Biafra land. What is happening, what IPOB is doing, it's not easy. I am telling you. The FM stations are segmented for security reasons. It costs a lot. There are many things involved, but we continue pushing. That is what you have to understand. Therefore, if you are not also, in Biafra land, if you are not in Biafra land, you are in the wider zoo, you can join us, listen to Radio Biafra London via our satellite. We are on free-to-air satellite, please. As you may know, free-to-air satellite is as cheap as anything you can think about. You can gather and put it so that people will be listening to it even in your own home or shop. That is how to help spread this gospel. You understand? Also, you can download IPOB Community Radio in order to listen to this gospel. And another application is Simple Radio. Once you download Simple Radio, you can search for Radio Biafra London in it. And there you can be listening to us. IPOB Community Radio is a very low data consuming application through which you can be hearing our voice as long as you have internet connectivity. Also, you can go online on social media on different platforms. Just go to ipob.org. www.ipob.org. You can listen to our voice via there and other multiple places or platforms on Facebook like IPOB Rapture Media, Biafra TV, the Biafra Digest, and many of them. Radio Biafra House of Service. You can be hearing our voice via all these platforms. Therefore, you have no excuse not to listen to this hallowed platform. You have no excuse at all. Because we preach the gospel of freedom. For thou shalt know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Therefore, when you hear the truth, strive to know the truth. Hearing the truth is one thing. And now, striving to know the truth is another thing. Because it didn't say, thou shalt hear the truth and the truth shall set you free. No. There are many people that hear truths, different truths, but they are not free because they jettison it. But once you strive and striving to know the truth, no. It is making researches, being curious, being interested in finding out what these people are preaching. Let me find out whether it is the truth. That is making research. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? Therefore, IPOB doesn't encourage laziness. You have to be active and alive in order to know the truth. That is it. In order to know the truth, you have to sacrifice your time. You have to ask questions. You have to question everything and make researches so that you find out the truth. Not sentiment. We have been sentimental for so long. And instead of the sentiment helping us, it is destroying us. It continues destroying us more and more. That is why we need to rise up from slumber. Therefore, I once again welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well wishers onto this hallowed platform. Today is the 26th day of March 2024. Tabo Bochenko, as I said. Before I continue, I will go on and read IPOB press release, latest press release of today being the 26th. Please listen attentively. Ngante, Tontinala, because IPOB call for international investigation of the insecurity in the eastern region of Nigeria. IPOB calls for international investigation of the insecurity in the eastern region of Nigeria. That is the Biafra land. Because what is happening there, it is completely government sponsored, Nigerian government sponsored. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it the other day, that Nigerian government is sponsoring what is happening, the criminality that is going on in our land, because they don't want us to invest. As we have been clamoring, sensitizing people to come back home and invest home. Since 1970, let me tell you, the caliphate, Britain wants to turn our land into a desolate place so that they will take completely over of what is in the ground in our land. So they brought up a policy of economic strangulation. Economic strangulation. That is even worse than the Civil War. They made sure that no infrastructure is there. Everything in our land is individual, effort, private efforts. Now, what about farming? They brought their cowsmen, Fulani terrorists, in the name of headsmen, in order to discourage us from farming. That one is a daily experience. Are you hearing me? The cost is, they want to cause artificial famine in our land. Do you know that he who feeds you controls you? That is why they unleash the Fulani headsmen, destroying farms everywhere. In the wider Nigeria, in our land, mostly in the eastern part, in our land. So that you'll be afraid to go into farming. People will farm, and before you know, they go and devastate everything. How then do you think? Now you depend, whenever I call my people, they would say, where are you going to farm? Where people are, when you farm, it will be destroyed. How? But we must continue, because that is the reason why ESN is there. And they unleash criminality. Criminals, they encourage them to come now. Bush now gonna buy. They encourage them in order to increase kidnap, so that nothing positive will be happening. So that even if you are building in any place, they will come. They will kidnap you and demand for ransom. Before you know, they slaughter you. And every place will be desolation. That is why we are urging our people to have common sense. Those that are being used, why? Think about the wider effect on our collectivity. Think about it. That is why IPOB is raising alarm, which we have been raising for so long. Let me continue reading. IPOB press release of the 26th day of March 2024. That is today. Obochenko. IPOB calls for international investigation of the insecurity in the eastern region of Nigeria. The global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, ably led by our amiable leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, calls on the international intelligence community, the British government, and the Nigerian government to investigate the continuous insecurity in the Biafra land. IPOB maintains that insecurity in Biafra land is Nigeria state-sponsored. Of course it is. We are calling on the international community to please ask the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodimma, and ex-Attorney General Abubakar Malami, and the Nigerian government, who are those responsible for the Imo State prison break in 2020. Governor Hope Uzodimma and the then Nigeria Attorney General Abubakar Malami, SAN, and their cohorts who were behind the jailbreak in Owerri, and must tell us who are responsible for the prison break operation that lasted for more than 4 hours unchallenged in the middle of the state police headquarters, Obinze Army Barrack, and the DSS state headquarters in Imo State, and other security agencies. According to the United Nations Development Program (UNDP) report of 2016, the southeastern region was named the most humanly secure geopolitical zone in Nigeria. Southeast or Biafra has been the epicenter for IPOB peaceful rallies in Nigeria since 2010. IPOB has never recorded any form of violence in all the crowded, peaceful rallies we've held all over the world. However, when the ethnic bigot Muhammadu Buhari and his Fulani cabal took over the Nigerian government in 2016, they applied several brutal forces to stop IPOB's peaceful rallies for Biafra, or for Biafra's self-determination. In the process, a lot of IPOB members were murdered in cold blood during peaceful rallies by the murderous Nigeria security forces. Until many abducted IPOB members who were forcefully disappeared have not been found. Some IPOB members were permanently deformed by bullets, injuries, acids, and chemicals, and tortures by the notorious Nigerian security forces. Irrespective of all these provocations, IPOB remains undoubtedly strong and peaceful. Globally, in over 100 countries where IPOB is permitted to operate, including in Nigeria, no IPOB member has ever been convicted for any crime while performing IPOB functions. The preliminary investigation by the IPOB Intelligence Group M Branch reveals the following. Due to the inability of the government of Muhammadu Buhari and current government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to provoke IPOB into violence and unprepared war by using brutal force and blackmail, they hired infiltrators to infiltrate the movement of IPOB. Those criminal infiltrators, under the command of Simon Ekpa, were recruited through APC leaders, namely Hope Uzodimma and Abubakar Malami, ex-Attorney General of the Federation, and others. On the international level, the Nigerian government colluded with Britain, Kenya, and others to abduct our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and detain him illegally for years while equipping Simon Ekpa-led gang to increase insecurity and banditry in the southeast with the name of IPOB, ESN, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The objective is to tag their violent activities on IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is to provide their already concluded evidence to court to jail our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also to blackmail the IPOB movement globally. Though IPOB has consistently disassociated the movement and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the violent criminals led by Simon Ekpa, the Nigeria state remained adamant in tagging their activities on the IPOB movement. The governors of the eastern region must not keep mute over this insecurity or allow Hope Uzodinma, Abubakar Malame San, and their cohorts to destroy the region because of their selfish interests and political maneuvers to serve their masters. IPOB will name those involved in no distant future and tell the world why they are doing so. If indeed the international community will shun political influence and seek to know the truth and those behind the insecurity in the eastern region, the United Nations, UN, European Union, EU, African Union, AU, Amnesty International, AI, and other lovers of peace can use their intelligence or intelligence units to investigate the insecurity and the insurgency in the southeast and south-south regions. Nigeria's government runs a rogue security agency that has zero integrity. Their security report is without an iota of truth. IPOB maintains that the insecurity in the eastern region is state-sponsored. IPOB has the mandate to protect our land from marauding Fulani jihadist terrorists and state-sponsored criminals, not to make our land unsafe. Not to make our land safe. Yes. Let the international intelligence community carry out an independent security investigation in Biafra land and publish their findings. IPOB has remained peaceful irrespective of the use of maximum force against unarmed IPOB members by the Nigeria state. IPOB is seeking Biafra self-determination via a United Nations supervised referendum. But the Nigeria establishment's continuous use of blackmail, intimidations, arrests, tortures, murders, and forceful disappearance to cow us down is death on arrival. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for the Indigenous People of Biafra. This is today's press release, which we have been hammering. The Nigerian government, this is intelligence work. They push around because all they want, remember, their goal is to destroy, fragment, and destroy IPOB. Polarize, fragment, and destroy IPOB. That is the operation of Nigeria. Oh, that is their, that is their motive. Because they know that IPOB is a pain in their ass. What we are doing is legal. It is legitimate. Nigeria don't want, Britain don't want Nigeria separated. But have you taken your time and thought about why Nigeria should continue? Why? How? Whereby even Nigerians are, nobody is a Nigerian. When you see look at the past election, every time it's your tribe. Oh, Igbo man. Oh, Hausa. Oh, Yoruba. That is it. That is it. They use ethnicity and they destroy Nigeria through ethnicity. Now let us go back to that ethnicity fully. They said no. You must be in Nigeria, but this ethnicity must be there. Don't we think? Don't we reason? We continue staying and be killing and destroying ourselves, no advancement. Now let us do like Malaysia and Singapore. They say no. Don't you see that there is something wrong? Britain said no. You people have to say who are you? Just have you seen anywhere black country tries to rise up, they will gang up against it. Haiti is a life example. Haiti. Any black nation that wants to rise up, and genuinely in their own way, they say no. How can these people that we purchased with our money, how can they come and be equal to us, the same table? Now, if we build the plane, they build plane. If you send a mission to space, now they send the mission to space. They see it as an insult. But because these are, this transatlantic slavery, it destroyed us. It destroyed the black race. I am telling you. They now see us as a people that are slaves till today. Because how can they allow us, in their own mindset, their own psyche, how can they allow black Africans, black race as a country to develop? Okay, as they are sending satellites to space, okay, you see an African country also send a satellite, and they will be competing. They have a Scud missiles, manufacture Scud missiles. You see Biafra will be manufacturing Scud missiles. For them, it is a taboo. That is why I continue in this series of the continuous colonial legacy in Africa. Is tying us all hand and foot. They use colonial legacy to, that is anything concerning African indigenous issue or indigenous civilization, they condemn it. Through government, our system of government, they condemn it. Our way of life is condemned. It's evil. Even our ancestors, they are evil. Everything concerning us is evil. Can't you reason? You moron that is allowing this thing to continue happening in your brain. Can't you reason? Somebody asked me, how do I believe the existence of my ancestors that I didn't see? I say, how can, it was in a comment section. How can somebody be talking this? It's just like asking, how do you know that you have a father? Sometimes the way our people you call yourself, you want to die. So why do I come out in the midst of these people? Somebody will be asking you, how do you believe in your ancestors you didn't see? We don't know here somebody and I replied, I said, I don't believe in my ancestors. I know them. Why I know them? Because I'm existing. That is it. I come from somewhere. If you don't believe in your ancestors, if you don't know your ancestors, I know them. I am 33% of dioxyribonucleic acid percent of my ancestors. DNA. Their genes. I have 33% of my ancestor genes. Which means I'm part of my ancestors. Why is it that they brainwash us into believing anything about our system is undevelopable, is primitive? Do you see that? That's why I put on the post on my timeline on Facebook. The recently elected Senegalese president, a young man, he has 2 wives, proudly showcasing he's a polygamous person. I posted it on my timeline. Because we believe that anything concerning our indigenous origin is evil. This is a program. Please. Even government, everything. Look at today. Look at in many countries of Europe. They are not even democracy. They are kingdoms. How many kingdoms do you have left in Africa? None. They abolish it. Oh, it's evil. How can you have a kingdom? They made us, we become confused. In a so-called republic, we have a king, Soba, we have Eze, we have a emir. We don't know which place to follow because of the confusion of the colonial masters. For how long do we continue like this? Is sometimes we need to have retrospects and tell ourselves the truth without being sentimental. Everything about us is bad because that is the way they want it. So that we continue condemning ourselves, our ancestors, everything we have, and anything concerning the West, we embrace it. We say it is the best, and we can never be perfect. Today, we can never manufacture. We are not manufacturing satellites because we are not even organized. Before you can be able to advance, you must be organized. Are you hearing me? You must be organized. Form a good government. Before you form a good government or good organization as government, you must have the same value system. Are you hearing me? Do you see the reason why our agitation for the restoration of Biafra also goes hand in hand with restoring our mentality of going back to our roots? Do you see where it goes? Do you see how it? Because without having almost the same bedrock, I mean a bedrock value system, a common bedrock of value system, we can never be organized. And without being organized, we can never have a good governance. And without that, we can never advance. Do you see that we are agitating for the restoration of Biafra right from the grassroots? The most important thing is to be set in place. Just like when you want to build a skyscraper. Yes, but you first of all solidify the foundation. You make the foundation solid. You start digging that poto, draining, using sucking pump and draining water down. Dirty everywhere. People are saying, what are you doing? But you are laying a foundation for a skyscraper. That is what we are doing. Sometimes there in the foundation, you can meet a rock. You can meet rocks that if you are not, ready, you stop there. You say, no, let's stop. If you don't dig the rock, even pierce the rock and put your pillars, how deep is supposed to be, you cannot build the type of skyscraper you want. If you see water, you say, no, I've reached where there is water. I've reached 10 feet. There is water. Let me stop. So that, no, we don't want to cause disarray in that place because water will be rushing out. You will not be able to lay a foundation of the 20-story building you want to build. If you meet water, what do? You use the sucking machine. You bring higher. It will take you money, take you time, but you know where you are heading to. You suck out the water. You meet rock. Oh, you dig. You bring heavy machinery. You bring hammer, heavy mechanical. Electrical hammer, and try to break that rock to continue because you know where you are heading to. You know that you are putting a foundation for a 20-story building. That is why you have to continue in your, foundation. And that is what you are doing. It is very dirty job. You know that? It's very dirty, because the West have destroyed our brain, our mentality. They destroyed it completely. When I look at everywhere, I said, no, how can we restore back our mentality? It's not a day's job. I know that. I conclude that it's not a day job. That is why we are not competing. We cannot compete. Because first of all, we are not organized. How do we become organized? Having a solid foundational base. Are you getting where I'm heading to? Are you getting me? Getting a solid foundational base that will be our bedrock. Anything that happens, you say, remember, we are not going to shake. Getting that foundational bedrock is not easy. Sometimes it becomes like a mess. Channeling everybody, or most of the people to the same, waterway, the same route. It's not easy, but we must never stop. They destroyed us because they want us to be, they want us to be importing their used cars, so 15 million, 15 years used cars from America. You see in the internet, people are advertising. Now they are importing, they are buying cars. Their job is buying used cars, useless cars that can no longer be allowed. No insurance will even insure it in America. They will send it to Nigeria. And in Nigeria, once you're able to buy it, now you start to go testimony, thanking Jesus that He have done it for you. That is the way they program us. They don't want you to enjoy that, be able to manufacture that and enjoy it. No. They want you to be second-handed. Always second-hand or third-hand. Cars that have expired in Korea, they openly say that they have many before. Every car in Korea, South Korea, that after 10 years it expires. And they will destroy it. Because they are not going to insure it again. You understand? You drive your car up to 10 years, you will not get any insurance again, and it will never be roadworthy. Now they will destroy it in order to use or melt it and build new cars or new things. But after they found the market in Nigeria and Ghana, the person said it in Africa, mostly in Nigeria and Ghana, that cars, all those expired cars, they are throwing away in South Korea. That for people in Nigeria, now new cars for them. So now they start making much more money. Do you see it? Do you see how they programmed us? So that we will not, as you are getting something from outside, now you can never be able to sit down and reason and say, look, let us manufacture, because we are not organized. And why are we not organized? We don't have the same value system. That is the way the West program Nigeria. You see that? Do you see it? Do you see how everything is interrelated, interconnected? That is why we are in this quest for the restoration of Biafra. We are trying to do a whole, overhauling of our brains, because there lies the problem. The main engine, the main the way we reason. That is it. The way we reason. Are you hearing me? It is high time we continue reasoning. I will go into just few news headlines, please. I will start on few news headlines before, and it will be. I will read some news headline. You have had our press release, but remember, we are still on this series of the continuous colonial legacy in our land. We are living it. We are living it, drinking it, sleeping in it every blessed day. We need to start, rethinking. They brainwash us into condemning everything that is us. They say it's primitive. They say it's undevelopable. Let me tell you, no culture is perfect. Every culture have misgivings. Every culture have faults. Cultures learn from each other. That is how it goes. Have you asked yourself, why is it that, like in Nigeria, that have 200 and something million people, they are not interested in development of, human resources? They are never interested. You don't see them talking about how to develop these bright brains right from beginning. No, 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 no. They don't talk about it because that is what they sign. These people you call your presidents, there are things they sign before being allowed to be there in Asorok. Don't you know that? Don't you know that? Do you see even Nigerian governments talking much about storage of food, storage centers? Do you know we are talking of famine? Yes. One thing is famine, another thing is to store it. For example, do you know that pear, ubeibo, that it could be kept all year round? Anytime you bring it out, you know, it seems as if it is just right from the tree. It can, you know, all these food storage centers could be built, and you know, through scientific advancement and researches, there will be the temperature, the conditions that women, once you bring out the ube, the mangoes, all the seasonal fruits, you bring it, you keep it, because once the season is there, it is surplus. Do you see that? It becomes surplus. Another thing is to make it, because sometimes once all this the season is gone, you cannot see it like mango. Once the season is gone, you don't see it again. But it's not supposed to be like that. There should be deposit centers, you know, storage centers, whereby you know you should store a mango almost all year round. Anytime you bring it out, you'll be bringing it out little by little. Before that one finish, the new, you know, the new mango will also come, so that the price will remain remain the same all year round. People will be eating mango, eating fresh corn, eating all these things all year round. Do you know that it is doable? Have you ever heard the Nigerian government talking about all these things? These are things they should sponsor, make budget for scientific research for bright people. But they don't do it. Do you think it is by coincidence? No, it is what they sign, so that you just will that through 2 months or 3 months you eat a fresh corn, all those other things. Now every other time it is scarce, and you'll be importing other things from outside. The Europeans will be giving us importation of other things from every other part of the world. You become a consumer only. Do you see how it goes? Because they want us to remain controlled. If you want to challenge them, they will block some of the things they are sending. Ordinary motor pass, if they block, say they are no more sending motor pass for 1 year in Nigeria, you will see they use all these things as blackmailing, leverage to control the government. And that is why the Nigerian government they don't talk about, you know, human development. No. Rather, they tell you, we'll give you palliative. They give you, like, you know, they are almagirizing everybody in Nigeria. They give you 1 packet of sugar for a whole 5 families. 1 packet of sugar, or 1 kilogram of sugar, and gari, 1 kilogram of gari for 10 families. It's divided. Each family have maybe 10 people. Now divide it. They make you become dependent. You can no more fight. You are weak. You are fighting what Nigerians are doing, fighting for their daily, you know, as Bible say, ask for your daily bread. You are fighting for your daily bread. Are you hearing me? So that you cannot resist the protest. Do you see protests going on in Belgium, going on in Warsaw, going on in many farmers with their tractors everywhere? They are pouring horse shit and everything on the road. You don't see the military, you know, shooting on them. Do you know why? Well, because of the taxes, and the taxes they levied on them, number one, And the Ukrainian food, I mean Ukrainian grains, which they are bringing without tax. Do you see that? But if it is you will go and give testimony that, oh, they are allowing. The other day, is it not Ukrainian grain that they are allowed to? They dash Nigeria. Shameless people, very shameless people. You cannot develop nothing because the system is not there to develop, to make you think. The system is there to make you sleep and make you, a consumer. Just look around what is in your house. Most of the things in your house, I bet you, are foreign made. Foreign made is imported. Ordinary fan factory for producing fan, ordinary fan, which you can magnet, you will copper coil, you may here. Now you know something very simple as fan. Do you have it in Nigeria? You import everything from China, from every part of the world. That is colonial legacy, to make you look dumb, to make you, when they look, they make you look dumb. You cannot think, and they use religion to garnish it. You cuckoo go down and become zombie. Nah, think not of what you are going to eat tomorrow. Does birds think? Does a flower that is flourishing and beautiful, does it think? But it's beautiful. Does the bird think? Your Father in heaven have known what is good for you, so only live for the day. They garnish it with religion and make you look stupid. You don't think. As a people, I'm talking, not as an individual. Because if we think, we have to support what we are doing. We are trying to restore a nation where we must be thinkers, everybody, in order to be alive, to make the country alive. Biafra must be a life country that is alive. Like you see in the different parts of Europe today, the farmers are alive. That is why they come out to protest. Any slightest changes, they know, and they will come out to protest. Anything, if they see their politicians drinking too much costly wine, they will come out and protest and ask, why is this politician, this minister, drinking this wine? Use some taxpayers' money. But you, in your own, once you see your governor going, lavishing money, even you praise him. You want to tap I tap my blessing. I pray, let me be like this governor. Oh, miracle money. This is what is holding us down, and we will never stop it. It's holding us down. Our mentality is down. The restoration of Biafra is the restoration of life in us, so that we become alive. And let me tell you, in Africa, in Biafra, Africa died. You read that book? In Biafra, Africa died. But I'm telling you that in the same Biafra, Africa will resurrect. Because I am sure, I am 100% sure that we are a peculiar people. We are in that region, in that place, for a purpose. If we fail, Africa fails. I am telling you with a surety. When you listen to this Southern Sudanese man, which I played his clip the other day, I played it also, some part of it, during my preamble at the beginning. He said that there is something he see in Nigeria. Talk about Nigeria. When you talk about Nigeria, it's Biafrans. That they are peculiar. That they have the capacity, Nigeria have the capacity to become a world power. You don't think about that. You don't think about that. It's an for nothing. There is something. We need to develop that thing, that while we come into this world, we have to, we have to revive Africa. And that is why we are going direct to the brain, the way we reason. Because we have the capacity of building anything. We have the capacity of building, spacecrafts. We have that capability. Only that the system is bringing us down. Do you understand that? That is why we must continue what we are doing. It is a fight to finish. What we are in is the highest fight of all time. Darkness, let me tell you, Britain or Ghana more Kahabo. They saw what Biafra represents. They saw what average Igbo man represents. That's why at the beginning, Bianyo that talk, they want to quench that light in that space. I think I've preached it several times. Do you know why they baptize the name of Nnamdi Azikiwe's father? Azikiwe Senior. Do you know his baptismal name? Obededom. Do you know what is Obededom? Servant. Obed is servant. Servant of Edom. They made us, because they saw what these people are. What these people are. You don't know what they saw. That is why they started right from beginning in order to quench, to stamp out that fire so that Africa will not be lighted. But today, we are happy that the fire is glowing, is sparking, and it's spreading, and we shall never stop. Therefore, do not look at the restoration of Biafra as just ordinary country restoration. No. That is why it pains me when people, castigate different. No, let us continue. We don't want to go in the way of Azikiwe and the other flag independent fighters. To just let the Europeans go first. When they go now, we know how to organize ourselves. That statement, where did they find themselves today? We are now, we think that is like, we need to organize ourselves first and understand what we are in at this critical time, no matter how difficult it is. Now, from there, we have our we entrench our leg highly rooted, build our foundation so that it will be unshakable. It doesn't matter the situation. That is the tactics we are in. You understand? We don't want to say no, leave all these things, leave other things to face. Like Azikiwe, leave him, leave Britain, let him negotiate. We want one Nigeria. Let him negotiate with let Tafawa Ahmad Bello negotiate with them anything. No be we there here. Don't worry now, Britain, they will go. Now you both they be. Once they go, now we do our thing our own way. You don't know that the devil is in the details. He didn't know that at that time you have to at the same time. The time this guy was negotiating, you said no. So you enter. Oh, get here. If you don't want to give us Nigeria to be under our control, Ahmad Bello. Now we will not, Araba. We will get out of. We will not be part of these people. You Azuki, you said nah. What again with you? I beg, if you don't want to go, Britain, we will never succumb to them. We also will go our way. Let us be different countries waiting. But Azuki will say, no, just the same way some people are saying, no, let us leave this religion. Muslim, they talk about religion. No, leave it. Don't worry, we restore our country. Now I ask, how are you going to make that law? With which mentality? I used to say it as a statement. How, with which mentality? When we enter Biafra, for example, we say, okay, we saw the examples of people taking oath of office in Nigeria with the Quran and Bible, and it didn't prevent them from being corrupt, being Western stooges. It don't prevent them. Now, let us make any person that is going to serve the public taking position. We want to enter. I'm just giving an example. We want to entrench it into a law as Biafra comes. Now, let us make any person that is going to take a public oath, public office, as a president, as a governor, or mayor, or anything, the way we call it, or Igwe, anything. Now, Aruchi Beha, their Arukosi Beha, we bring it, we go to their shrine, and the Yipu Akpoko were made the normal, necessary, indigenous thing, and swear there that if we betray our land, that Allah Kubuya, he will do every upon the Mohammed. Don't you think that there will be problem? Jehovah Witness say, no, I don't. It's against my belief. We can never allow this law bill to be promulgated into law. No. We never, Assembly of God said, no, swearing oath is evil for me. Talk less of going to shrine. I say, this one we say, don't you see Katakata will come that time? Don't you see that? And once we say no, for problem not to come, oh yeah, let us swear with the Bible. No problem. Don't you see that we will go back into the status quo? Don't you see that? That is why now once and for all in our brains, so that we'll be channeled through the same way, the same bedrock, the same foundational bedrock. That is why we are preaching the way we do, so that we restore a sanitized nation, a nation of people that are alive, living people that will be energetic, that will be productive, that will think of future, that will not be greedy to themselves, that will think of our collectivity. That is who we were before the Europeans come. Before they came to our land to destroy, they destroyed our land completely. In everything. In every way. But we will never stop. We will never stop. We will never be tired of preaching, because here lies the problem. Therefore, let me just go into few news headlines and I will open the lines. But do not forget, we are still on this continuous colonial legacy in Africa and about the government. Now we are confused, even in government. Look at Nigeria, a republic. People don't, you see so-called intellectuals, they are talking, you hope you want to travel, you have passport. They write it Federal Republic of Nigeria. And they don't know what it means. A republic for the public. A federal republic is not, Nigeria is not federal. Power lies in the center. Everything about Nigeria is lie, opposite. Is a republic for the people. Which is the people? They give you a president that killed you, massacred everybody. Is it not? But it's for the people. You have Oba in a republic. You have emirs. You have even emirates. You have Sharia controlling all some side. You have a Oba. You have a Eze. You have a Obi. You have a you very confused set of people. They don't know because the Nigerian government did it. I mean, Britain did it. But in their own land, they are a kingdom. They make themselves, they call it Kingdom, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That is what is written in the passport. They didn't say Federal Republic of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, because that is a lie. It becomes a lie. How do they call it? Is it felony? Yes, felony. Lie. You are lying to yourself, lying to the people. But they put it as it is a kingdom. They call it constitutional monarchy. You have Kingdom of Belgium. You have Kingdom of Spain. Are they progressing? The answer is yes, because they maintained their organic way of life. Sometimes, from time to time, they add something or they minus something as time permits, as they are seeing others do. That is how it is. But in our own, they impose on you, democracy. This democracy is the worst scam. This so-called democracy is the worst scam the West have used in holding Africans. Are you hearing me? Freedom of speech, freedom of this and that. There is just a scam. It's not a Julian Assange. Assange, is he not in jail? What is he? Is he not a political prisoner? Julian Assange, that they are applying to, to extradite to the United States. Is he not a political prisoner? He's a journalist. Is he not free speech? But all these things, no, they will not tell you. That is the hypocrisy. Are you hearing me? We are sick and tired of this hypocrisy, and they are using us, imbibing in us, brainwashing us to accept anything that they bring to us. It is time for us to continue questioning. Are you hearing me? Let me go to some news headlines, as I said. Let me here. It's a news headline, please. We are constantly attacked, raped by robbers. Only police station around us closed by 10 p.m. Federal University Lokoja students cry out. March 26, 2024. I seen it. A police station closing. The other day, somebody brought show somewhere NEPA. This NEPA people, they are making repairs in one. What do they call this thing? In their place with generator, no light, NEPA, and you are calling this a country? No. That's why, according to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, say every Nigerian should be ashamed. If you see a Nigerian outside, just boy ason, he's a fool. Unless you address yourself, say, no, I'm an Ariwa, or I'm a Yoruba, or I'm a Ududuwa, or I'm a Biafran. No problem. But once you address yourself, you're a Nigerian, you spit on that person. It's not a full human being. Police station that can have a call in by 2 p.m. and be dispatched. They close, 2 a.m. They close by 10 p.m. in Lokoja. Because they themselves, they are afraid of criminals. They can be kidnapped. Police, sometimes I wonder how we are in this mess. I used to think, I say, how are we in this mess? How? Now, another news headline. Ohaneze condemns killing of soldiers in Delta. Others offers advice to Nigerian army. They are condemning. This is today's news headline. Ohaneze condemns the killing of soldiers that went for their private business, oil bunkering business in Delta. And they have problem with the militias. This is today's news headline. Ohaneze condemns the killing of soldiers that went for their private business, oil bunkering business in Delta. And they have problem with the militias. This is today's news headline. Ohaneze condemns the killing of soldiers that went for their private business, oil bunkering business in Delta. And they have problem with the militias. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, your good Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from our province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 14th day of October 2023. Taatabo Bochinko. I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers onto this hallowed platform. This is where we preach the gospel of both physical and mental emancipation. As I used to say, this is the era of African awakening, the era of African enlightenment, the era of African renaissance. You should be proud to be part of this. Count yourself blessed if you are part of this African enlightenment and renaissance. This time around, we subject everything to the altar of reason. We question everything. This is no more a time where we, accept everything with gullibility, without asking questions. Is divine? Is this and that? No. We question it. That is what brought the Europeans to the advanced, developed state they are in today. Asking questions, questioning everything, and let superior arguments rule. Do you understand? Do you know what it means? Superior arguments. You bow down to superior arguments. That is what brings advancement, development, and advancement. Superior arguments. That's it. This is no more the time when we are subjected to gullibility, anything, any garbage we believe. This is no more the time, the era of belief. This is the time of knowledge, knowing. That is why we are calling for us going back to who we are, because as Africans, we are people that cherish knowledge. We know. We don't believe. No, knowledge. Do you understand? But they brought to us belief system, and they push us into belief. That is why we become lazy. We cannot produce nothing. Because we believe that everything will be okay. Everything fake belief, fake hope. Always. That is what colonization, the evil colonization has brought to us. They dealt with us, honestly speaking. That is why we need to untangle all those shenanigans that they put in our brains. But it's not easy. It's not going to be palatable. It's not easy. That is why I always, ask us to be patient. Consistently being consistent in our various teachings. It's not by force, it's not by cajoling. As we move on, people will be understanding. Their frontal lobes will start that because it was rendered dead. That part of the brain that deals with information analysis, they render it dead with belief. And there you think you don't need it again. Here we are trying to revive it. It's not going to be easy, but not impossible. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra House of Service, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 14th day of October 2023, being Saturday, a day dedicated to discussions on religious matters. We shall never shy away from it. Therefore, that your question, that your argument, you think, but in what I just bring it when the lines are open, but in a civilized manner. We learn from each other. No person has a monopoly of knowledge. We are asking questions. That is it. In this era, asking questions, subjecting everything to reason, to the altar of reason. That is what we are doing. So, when you don't agree with my point or my point of view, it's not personal. It's not fighting. It's not fighting. I used to reiterate on this. We are not fighting. We have one goal. And that goal is superior argument. Let superior argument rule. That is it. And nothing more. So, when you come out with your maybe opposing argument or different view, it's not, we are not quarreling. It's not, we are not fighting. We are one blood, one brother. We are the same people. All that we are doing is to find a way that is best for us. As a people, not individual. You know, I used to have a problem with these people when you talk to them, they say, my personal encounter with this, my personal encounter. I say, your personal encounter does not mean that it is the best. An armed robber, you will see armed robbers that have not been caught. He builds houses with robbery. You know, he can bribe the police and get away with it. Even maybe now he's living big. Because not all armed robbers are killed, no, or caught. Now, it is his personal encounter with his robbery. And that is what made him who he is. Maybe after he changed business style, started importation. So, that is personal encounter of robbery. Does it make it, something good? It does not. That something favors you personally does not mean that it is the best. It's not a criteria of counting it as the right thing. No. There are people that live on criminality. It's their personal encounter, their personal thing. What we are talking about is our collectivity. Where are we? Our collective interest is what matters, not your personal encounter. How will we come into that, please? Therefore, draw nearer to your listening devices. Today, as usual, is going to be as hot as usual. Therefore, our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is still languishing in the Nigeria DSS dungeon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime. He has been declared free, discharged and acquitted by the same Nigeria Appeal Court. But whatever they are doing today is just the Nigerian government. Nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with justice or anything. No. They are just playing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with IPOB, with Biafra struggle. And the most pathetic part of it is this, that some Igbo politicians are behind it. I can authoritatively tell you that. They are behind the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You understand? The continuous detention. Even there is a news that look at, most especially this Supreme Court governor of Imo State, that is now, if you are not an APC, member, you are gone. We heard about what happened to the story. What of other thousands that have gone? Do you see? You know what they are using now against us is Gowon formula. Gowon formula. Go on. Yakubu, go on. Jacob, go on. That is his formula they are using. He told them that, he said it openly, that had it been he understand the Igbos as he did today, that there shouldn't have been any need of fighting that very big war with bringing people, hiring mercenaries and soldiers from abroad everywhere, bringing weaponry in order to fight Biafra. That he would have given some few Igbo elites, some few Igbo people, he will give them money and they will do the thing very beautiful. They will fight, they will kill their people for him, and that is it. That is Gowon formula, is what they are using today.
They use Igbos because of their greed. You know, I say this, that this greed is in every person, everybody. It is only enlightenment that will make you bring down your own to the barest minimum. I am saying it's not only exclusively to the politicians. No, it is in everybody, including every Igbo man. Greed is there. Selfishness is there. Now, tell me, how can you, just because of for somebody to remain a governor, to be a governor, he will be killing his people, programmed to kill his people. He knows that he don't merit that place he is. Do you see it? Are you seeing the reason why they always at the beginning they say, no, if you people have this Biafra, you will kill on ourselves. They believe that, look, that we will have the same primitive selfishness still left in us. But little did they know that Radio Biafra is there, sanitizing and others, sanitizing the mindset, the mentality of each and every one of us. That is why this teaching, Radio Biafra, on social media, genuine ones, the media warriors, it is a necessity, the precursor to this freedom fighting. I mean, to Biafra restoration. Is the highly needed in order to sanitize our brains, to remove us from that primitive mentality of heavy extreme selfishness and greed. That you don't need your people. You just once you are okay, you don't care for every other person. That is primitive greed. I call it primitive. You know, how can a so-called governor be killing his people, killing the youths, just for him to be there? He is programmed, and he allowed this program because they understand that every woman has this selfishness. But when they see IPOB, that is why they are afraid. They are dealing with us anyhow because they know that we are enlightened. IPOB had cause. They remove that primitivity in them, in us, and we become unbuyable. You cannot purchase us with money. Even if hunger is killing us, you bring your money, you say to hell with you and your money. Who are you? Do you see why they are afraid of IPOB? It is no more the normal Igbo people they know. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started by sanitizing our brains, making us understand that dignity is more than life, according to the Japanese code of Bushido and Samurai. That honor is more important than life itself. That is why any Japanese, once you dishonor yourself, you commit any dishonor, they don't need to kill you. They expect you to do the needful. Kill yourself in order to redeem your honor. Remove your life. So that at least they will say, yeah, he dishonored himself, but he retrieved his honor by killing himself. That is their code. You understand? Honor is more important than life. But in our normal primitive behavioral character, what is honor? Honor is nothing. Bring money, even if it's any amount, just the stomach, once the stomach fill up, honor is nothing. You see it? This is what we are trying to reverse. And it is dismay to the caliphate. The British don't like it. They want us to continue being, buyable people that can be purchased with money, people that can litter honor and dignity, don't know the value. You understand me? But nonetheless, we must continue. Today, as I put out on my Facebook platform, we are going to continue in our second part of this submission, religion and freedom. The second part. Because last Saturday we dealt with it Religion and freedom. That is the topic of our discussion, or it remains the topic of our discussion, please. Therefore, you have to listen so that you can understand, and if you can, or if you have any counter view, you can, when the lines are open, you can call in. We debate in a civilized manner. That is how it should be. We are not fighting, as I used to say. Now, let me just read this, just few news headlines, just few. Time is past, but let me just read it. The news headline: Tinubu's plan. Let me bring it out. Tinubu's plan to release IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stalled by Southeast Nigerian politics. Imo government poll. You see, they are not hiding it. But it is the whole both of them. I say, I beg more to keep that man. He have been saying it that they should not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But that man, the way he has been killing our people. Opening places, dungeons, organ harvesting centers. Is it not a democracy? Is it not democracy now? What the Europeans call the impose on us, they say it's our democracy. Oh yeah, continue practicing it. Do you see the reason why we need to modify the government, our own type of government? Do you see that? Now, let me read it a bit. Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is today, October 13th news, yesterday, would have regained his freedom, but for Imo State politics and the forthcoming governorship election in the state. Sahara reporters can exclusively report. They say it with authority. You know, he's a Yoruba man in power, so they know. They're on top now. Sahara reporters. They get the whole information they want. And that is why they are saying they can exclusively report. Quote them. Quote them. Do you see it? Do you see what Hope is causing in our land? The people this man slaughtered in our land, nobody has ever arrived at that. Article don't want killed, yes, but it's not to this extent. This man destroyed our land. I am telling you. Killing our youth. Sending out Nigerian military and police. You are not safe in any part of Imo State. Mostly even in Olo or Igwe. You'll be moving around, police will just come and carry you, and there you finish. Once they carry you, they take your phone. That is the first thing, so that you don't communicate. You don't communicate to your people or anybody that, look, I have been caught for nothing. Once they catch you, bam, they go for your phone to cut you off from the face of this world, and you are gone. Courtesy of Hope Uzodimma. Forcing people, even public servants, threatening them that if any of them, teachers or all, if you don't come to his rally, that you are gone, they will sack you. This is what they brought in our land. That is how the caliphate does. They use the greed, of our people. They bloat it, and now they program you, whine it, program you to do their dirty job. That is Gowon's formula. That is what they are using. Use Igbos, use them to kill them. Is it not a so-called Igbo? What do you get? Igbo organization, Igbo leaders, as they report it, say that Igbo leaders reject referendum call. I've read this in another headline. They reject the referendum call. Igbo leaders. If you see how they do, The other time they captioned it, IPOB cries out that we are no more going out. We want to be part of Nigeria. Now, after they receive it hot, they recaptioned it because it's the same body, the same thing. They now recaptioned it. Igbo leaders reject referendum call. Nigeria is a joke. Journalism, nonsense, rubbish. I am telling you honestly. Nonsense and rubbish. You reject referendum call. And when you read the body of the letter, it's rubbish. How can they say Igbo leaders? They say, no sensible Igbo man wants to leave Nigeria. And we challenge them, say, okay, why? Let us go on referendum. That is why we go on referendum, so that nothing more. They say no. What type of human being is this? No, nobody wants to live in Nigeria. But okay, no Igbo man wants to live in Nigeria. No Igbo person. So that nothing more. They say no. What type of human being is this? No, nobody wants to live in Nigeria. But okay, no Igbo man wants to live in Nigeria. No Igbo person. So that nothing more. They say no. What type of human being is this? No, nobody wants to live in Nigeria. But okay, no Igbo man wants to live in Nigeria. No Igbo person.
They had the military, they had the economy, everything. So I'm thinking about you guys. Hopefully they're sorted soon. But I generally believe the Nigerian government is the one doing this. And they're doing it. They've given these militias the green light to do this, and that's why none of them is being held accountable, because they simply don't want to. And I think that's a sad truth. Thank you.
Sheikh, I have a question for you.
Should I continue with the questions?
When you guys, prior to your...
Should I continue with the questions?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Or civil war, were they dividing, like finding ways to divide the South? You know, those of you in the South, like
they
tribes and
they divided us between Nuer and the Dinka. So the Dinka are the majority, which are my people. The Nuer are like, so us Dinka were about 30%, the Nuer about 15%, and then we have another 62 tribes, and they divided us into Dor, Nuer, Dinka, and we were fighting each other before we ever fought them. We only became united in 1983. So from 1956 till 1983, us black tribes in the southern part of Sudan, we were fighting each other. And because of the divisions that came from the federal government, so they divided us up in certain areas. So the west is the Barkazal area, the east is the Nuer area, and the north is the Nuer area, and the south is the more like Islamic area in Juba. So if you go to our capital, Juba, a lot of people speak Juba Arabic. And the reason is because the government up north wanted to make Arabic as an official language of the southern Christians. Because if they make Arabic as an official language, we become Arabized. So then we start, pretty much, it takes away our traditional language and our culture. They essentially try to Arabize all of the people in the southern of Sudan, like they have in the north. Like when you go to North Sudan, they're like Algerians and Moroccans and stuff. They're Muslim, they speak Arabic and stuff. That's what they wanted to do till the whole Sudan. They essentially divided us, they conquered us, and then eventually we had a leader that came in, Dr. John Garang. He essentially told the blacks in the south, listen, we have to come together or they're going to kill us all. And that only came in 1983 when we declared our movement, the Sudanese People Liberation Army. It was like a guerrilla movement. And then we fought, and then we eventually won. But they, even till today, we're divided. So the Nuer, and the Dinka in 2013, they caused the civil war in my country, but we ended that pretty quickly. But even till today, those tribal lines that have divided us against are so hard to break apart. Like tribal tensions in my country are so bad right now because of what they did of generations of brainwashing and just things like even marrying between different tribes it's incredibly difficult because of the way they made us see each other since the founding of our country. And we're just trying to get through those tribal lines even till today. So it leaves deep wounds. I don't know if they've divided you guys in Nigeria and your tribe, but they really did a dump on us.
That's why I asked you that question, because like everything you're saying, it's like I'm watching a movie while you're saying it, because this is our reality right now.
Now you know why I brought him.
Wow.
Wow. We went through the exact same thing. Wow. It's not so
like
different.
It's horrible, Ashchik. It's never been this horrible, but right now it's horrible, and especially among the two tribes. That's kind of like everybody has always known. Like these people are literally in love with each other. The intermarriage is crazy, but to find even men who have like their wives from this other tribe will spew the worst. Oh my God, the worst, the most horrible rhetorics, divisive rhetorics that you'd wonder, how is he living with his wife and he has the heart, the stomach to say, even those of them who have children. Oh God, Achek, I don't know what to say.
It's the same thing. Like my uncle, he's Dinka, his wife is Dor, and he has children that are Dor, and he speaks shit about Dor 24/7, and I don't understand how his children with her, because he thinks he's superior because he's Dinka, and that's the way he was raised to think, and he has children with her, he's married to her, and he talks shit like that to the children all the time, and I just say this is the level of brainwashing. For example, I myself as a Dinka, I could never date a Nuer girl. Like, if I wanted to, it'd be so difficult because my parents would be like, no, absolutely not happening. They're not our people. This is the type of brainwashing would happen. Or if I wanted to date a Dwarf girl or something else, it would just be like a nuclear bomb went off in my household. This is the amount of anti-tribalism that is in my parents' generation. Like, I like to think I'm not tribal and I do my best not to be. But the amount of brainwashing that I have to survive as an individual coming from the people that are close to me, like the elders in the community and stuff, it's simply horrific. And this tribal thing is the thing that's really, they've done a number of and this came from the northern Islamists that did this to us. So right now we even have to heal between each other's tribes. Like, I'm not tribalist. I can just South Sudanese, you're my people. I don't care. I was never raised like that. But this local tribalism is very, very hard, and I think it's the hardest thing to get rid of because we can never unite. We united against the Islamist North because they were killing us, but between each other now in the country, it's so divided. It's a segregated country. It's like certain regions you only have Dinka, certain regions.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. I was rudely interrupted technically, but we must continue because this is part of the war. We must continue. We'll never be perturbed. As I was saying, I was reading the news headlines and I was on the Ohaneze Ndigbo condemning the killing of Nigerian military. Whereas the killings, this military, Nigeria is a Nigeria killing machine for others, for innocent men and women. Look at what happened. How can a military say they are going on peace mission in their country? What is the job of police? Anyway, I read before, the police used to close, police stations close by 10 p.m. In Nigeria, only in Nigeria it can happen. 10 p.m. they close. So the as they close, they are the criminals. So they use their guns and go and start robbing people, or they give to criminals to do night work. That is what Nigeria is. We must continue. Let me take another news headline. Now, there is this news. A former president of China Football Association, CFA, jailed for life for taking bribes. is jailed for life for taking bribes up to 81 million yuan. That is $11 million. These are money that just look at in Nigeria. What you hear is trillion, 17 billion naira. That is going into hundreds of millions of dollars and the billions. None is ever convicted. Nothing. They do it high, and that one is gone. What a country is that? And people are suffering. People are being humiliated. What a country. This is the colonial legacy personified. I used to say it. Nigeria, when you're talking about continuous colonial legacy, look at Nigeria, because Nigeria is the personification of colonial legacy. Because without colonialism, there will be nothing like Nigeria. What we will be having is we have Ariwa North, maybe Sokoto Caliphate, and Benin Kingdom, and the Arab Confederacy, Biafra. We have our natural countries and nations. That is what would have been obtainable. But colonialism came, disfigured everybody, everything. In China, do you know the reason why China is producing? Why you can go to China and buy goods successfully? Why they are growing economically, militarily, otherwise? Their standard of living improving by the day? Because there is no impunity in China. Are you hearing me? The former president of Nigeria, China Football Association, jailed for life for taking bribes. Something that is nothing in Nigeria. And people are crying of difficulty. Fund is leaking everywhere with impunity, because Nigerians are not alive. They are dead bodies, I call them. That is what Britain have done to everybody. You rise up, they will send the soldiers to come and kill you. And you wonder whether these soldiers are Nigerians. They are. They are. Fella called them zombie. They don't care. As they are stifling people. Look at what is happening in Europe about farmers' protests. Pouring cow dungs everywhere. In France, in Belgium. You don't see police shooting them. Never. Because the country is for all of them. It is not for few individuals. That is what Nigerians fail to understand. Because they have been programmed to believe that, what in them government? You are the government. You don't know. You are the government. You don't know. In a republic, power belongs to the people. But do you know that? The people, they don't want you to know that. The powers that be, they don't want you to know you are left and you are right. That is why they push you into religion. So that you start fighting with an unseen spirit that is the cause of your problems. Do you see where all these things come in? They push you. In Islam, they say, because you sin, you have to pray 5 times a day. So that's why, for everything to be okay, for security to come, you have to be prayerful. Muslim, they preach it and they brainwash people. People hold Allah responsible instead of holding the government, instead of holding the people in charge of their lives. People hold Jesus responsible. They push you to Jesus. Go and ask Jesus. Jesus is the answer. Now I ask, if Jesus is the answer, what is the question? Jesus is the answer. Go and sleep. God is in control. No, just go and sleep. Sing praises and go and sleep to satisfy your stupid emotion. That is where they have pushed us, brainwash us, instead of joining hands together in order to hold the people responsible, so that there will be no impunity. They push you the other side. Start fighting with the spirits. The spirits are responsible. I could remember when they said no. There is when I was in secret society. Now they used to put draw a line in a road. Any car that come there, it will have accident, and the blood will enter into their rubbish tales of moonlight tales that disfigured our brains till death. Do you think that this is a brain to build a nation? Do you think so? The answer is no. If we restore a country without bringing down these fantastical faulty brains, I'm telling you, it will be worse than Nigeria. What we say it here is will be worse than Nigeria, because human beings, you need to channel bridle human beings so that people. Do you see what they call democracy? That is nonsense. In Africa, in Nigeria, what they call democracy. No, you cannot have true democracy without discipline. It's impossible. You cannot have true democracy without discipline. This once, and how do you have discipline? Through the law. Through the law. You so no forgiveness. Law doesn't forgive. Do you know that? Forgiveness of the law is ushering in the appropriate punishment for that fault or for the crime. That is the forgiveness of the law. If taking bribe is a minimum jail term of 10 years, minimum, maybe maximum of 20 years, they'll sentence you between 10 and 20 years. If you want to come and plead guilty, I'm okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. There is nothing like I am sorry in court. I mean, in law. You can say I'm sorry, no problem. But they will give you the measure, the appropriate measure of the to serve, just make confession. That is it. The appropriate punishment. But in Nigeria, when there is impunity, everybody does with impunity as long as you have a connection. Look at Nigeria that doesn't even obey their own, that they don't respect their rule of law. They don't obey their court order. Everything is jaka jaka. How do you think that country can progress? It's impossible. Let me read another news headline. Let me read another news headline. There is this news in Togo. It's the same democracy, isn't it? After that ruled for 38 years, Nyasimbe Nyadema moves Togo lawmakers to adopt new constitution, deny people's rights to election. That is today's news in Togo. That is it. France is a strong. France is a strong supporter, staunch supporter of Nyadema family. You know that? Do you know that? Do you know that the father of this man, the present day president of Togo, Lete Nyasimbe Nyadema, he was the person that killed in 1963, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm right. In 1963, the first Togolese president, Sylvanus Olympio. Yes. France paid him, I think, either $600 or $800 that time. Do you know why? The man refused to sign the pact for the continuation of slavery, colonization in Togo with France. And they say, okay, how can this orangutan, this monkey, say no to us? They say, okay. They're using one of them because there are willing tools in Africa. People that only money, just give them money and they start doing your dirty job. Is it not what we are seeing even in this struggle? People that love money more than life itself, without dignity, they can sell themselves to money. They then let the father of the present Togolese president to kill the man. Because they say, France will say, how can this man, he want to print his own money and go their own route instead of being a so-called francophone. For your information, Togo was colonized firstly by the Germans before this. It's after the Second World War that they removed the properties of Germany, their colonial properties in Africa, and they divided Togo, some parts in Ghana. You understand? So this man, the first president of Togo, Sylvanus Olympio, when the military boys, French stooges, came to kill him in the military coup, he ran and he ran because their house is just across the street to the American embassy. He ran to the American embassy. They didn't open the door for him. They closed the door because they know what is happening. France told them. They know. They are together. They know. They shot that man. They killed the man. They said, whether 3 feet to the door of where the man was banging door and crying that they will open door. The American embassy refused. These are people that love us to give us a savior. Any person, anywhere they see any rising star in Africa, any person that says no, that wants to fight for the interests of their people, they kill the person. They reduce the person to zero. And people are not asking questions. That is the worst part of it. They give us education that is nonsense. Just to brainwash us into, wishful thinkers. Not researchers, but wishful thinkers. This man, you know what he did? The Togolese lawmakers passed a legislation for the adoption of a new constitution on Monday to move the country from a presidential to a parliamentary system. Do you know what it means? There should never be to vote for elect their president. Is no more general public something being taken by the people. It's the parliament that we now elect, do their trobon and elect a president for 6 years. Do you see that? So it's no more so that with the same circle of people will be ruling forever. After all, his father ruled from 1963 to 2005, 38 years. And since that time, he has been there till today. That is democracy. And the Europeans, the West are support. He is a friend of the West. Any country you see the West are criticizing, they are attacking, even African countries included. Go near, know that that country is trying to survive. Are you hearing me? Know that that country is on the right path for their people, is trying to serve their people. But anywhere you see the West is praising, like in Nigeria, is the largest democracy in Nigeria, in Africa, is Nigeria, the democracy. We are with you. It's on the right. Know that the people in that country are suffering. I am saying it without fear or favor. The gluttony of the capitalist waste it has reached to is thinking, in short. It has reached to the level that every person now know. Every person now know. Are you hearing me? That is the situation we found ourselves. And we must continue fighting this battle until we become liberated completely. That is why mental liberation is also part of it. Look at what happened in the terrorist attack that happened in Russia. Even I put the statement of the statement of the Russian minister, Russian spokeswoman, Maria Zakharova. He said that immediately that terrorist attack that hit Russia, where they slaughtered the children and women and everybody. America come and in order to defend, to say no, it's ISIS that did it to cover up. They know what they are doing. But I know they are dealing with people that know like them, so it's no problem. They will be hitting themselves with terror. And I put it there. I say, look, the West created Islamic terrorists and has been using them as tools to fight their enemy countries. The same West are in Africa to fight Islamic terrorism. Now, what a wonderful love, unquote, quote and unquote, love and generosity of the West to Africans. They love us. America has a drone base in Niger. Oh, they are monitoring and fighting against jihadism, Islamic terrorism, which they created. Remember, America created Osama bin Laden. Al Qaeda was created by America. I hope you don't forget. Immediately, when they say they come and they don't know it is ISIS. Now they have been fighting terrorism in Africa for how many years? In the Sahel. The more they are there, the more it is increasing. Don't you know that there is something going on? We should be wise enough to connect to the dots. That is it. So let me go on to because I will soon open the lines. Now, bandits kill 2 security operatives, burn Nigerian military vehicles in Zamfara. This is today's news. This is just a tip on the iceberg, according to even Sheikh Gumi. Bandits, they kill Nigerian soldiers anyhow. They attack them. But you don't see them going to the communities and burning houses. Do you see that we are not in the same country? It's a hypocrisy. So all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. They treat us like third-class citizens. While bandits are on the rampage in the north, killing Nigerian military and soldiers and attacking them even in their barracks. Now, look at what happened in Oklahoma in Delta State. Do you see that? Do you see that? They enter into villages and burn everybody, burn everywhere, kill everybody they see. Shoot at sight. And still, you cannot open your eyes. How many houses they burn in Zamfara, Nigerian military, in order to retaliate to the bandits? And the worst of all is that somebody is on the loose, representing the bandits, clamoring for them that they are doing the right thing. And he's not in jail. Sheikh Gumi. Do you see that? How do you think that we are one people in Nigeria? How? Just tell me how. Just tell me how, please. I want you to be reasonable. Bandits kill 2 security operatives, burn Nigerian military vehicles. 2 security, that is 2 military. When they say 2, no, it's 20. Bandits are killing, they are heavily armed. And there are people among them. One is very vocal and open. He's not hiding. Sheikh Gumi saying that Nigeria must, negotiate with bandits and give them what they want. He's representing them. He used to meet them, and they are burning and killing Nigerian military. And there is no repercussion. The man is not under lock and case. He's not arrested. Never, because he's above the law. And you are telling me that Nigeria is a country for all of us? Is that what you are telling me? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS custody, rendition from Kenya, because he is asking for legitimate self-determination with IPOB. But somebody that is killing Nigerian military, he's not violent. He is a saint. When are we going to open eyes? When are we going to restructure our brains from where it was, from the status quo? The bandits are on the rampage. Anytime they are moving, the Nigerian military is, clearing road for them. Now they will tell them where to go to kill Southern military or non-Muslim militaries. You see that? How many times in the video they are being caught where the bandits are armed to the teeth? thousands of them moving at the same time. And Sheikh Gumi say it is their warriors. That bandits are the northern warriors, so no person should touch them. They are on the rampage killing the Nigerian military. You don't see Ohaneze Ndibo condemn those that kill the Nigerian military in the north. No, you don't see them. You don't see them talk about it. No. Which country are we? Why are we so? Why is it so? Because when they were discussing about Mbane Kenkokwa, Azikiwe was there. He didn't care because he was blinded with his greed. Gluttony is one thing. You see, gluttony. That you want to prove that you are the higher, you want to be on top. The same thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu siblings, they are exhibiting. We are trying to get out of Nigeria that where there is impunity, where favoritism is the order of the day. And they want us to use that favoritism to enter Biafra. How do you think it can happen? How do you think we can accept it? Oh, because now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our brother. So we have the right in order to control IPOB. How dare you? Now why are we getting out of Nigeria? We all these things are the order of the day. Is it not why we are running away, separating ourselves from Nigeria? Why then they are not officials of IPOB? They are not put into any position, but because and you see people that are supporting them. Then why are you clamoring, agitating for the restoration of Biafra? This is a very big question. Are you not a hypocrite? You are running away from something, and that thing you are running away from, you are holding it tight. You are holding nepotism, favoritism. Oh, it's my brother, so I have to be in the head because the head is my brother. It's a family business. Now, why are we troubling ourselves then, condemning Nigeria? Because Nigeria is the same thing. Now you want to be worse. Buhari's son will use Nigeria taxpayers money using Air Force One, Nigeria Air Force One, meant for the president. He will use it to go shopping in Dubai because it's his father. So that's it. And nobody talks. It doesn't matter. It's his father. If you talk, they say, "Nah, you the jealous now. Now his father now." Can your father be president? If your father be president, you do it now. That is the mentality that we are trying to destroy. And that is what Kanu and Co, all of them are trying to instigate, bring inside our struggle. Over our dead body, we agree this type of mentality. Because this is what we are running away from. Over our dead bodies. Oh, because Nnamdi Kanu is your brother. Now, automatically, you have the right to command everybody, to shit on everybody, it's your brother. So now, IPOB becomes yours automatically. Then what am I doing here? What am I doing here then? They want to discourage us from even supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is, but they cannot get it. This is a war between light and darkness, and we must vanquish. Are you hearing me? Do not be, troubled. Do not be confused. Or do not be frustrated. This is a war between light and darkness. And the light must win. We must vanquish against this mentality. Because if we allow this mentality to continue, he's our brother, so we have automatic leadership position in IPA because he's our brother. So anything will him be in control. Now, what are we now to fighting? Why are we talking against Nigeria? Why? Tell me why. Because we are a people that have our brains are now working. We are a reasonable set of people. We are no more morons. People you can drive anyhow, go left, go right. We go with sentiments. Hey, blood is thicker than water. No, we don't agree that. IPOB is one family. If we want to do brother, sister, something, you wouldn't have been calling people. He wouldn't have been calling when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was on air at the early time. Somebody will call from Cambodia, say, form a family. Do you have family there? I say, no. I want to, oh yeah, form a family. He would have said, no, wait, let my brother will fly and come there and give you authorization and now lead you there. You call from Australia. You say, no, wait, my brother, don't form anything. My brother you have permission. No. If he does it like, had it been he was doing it like that, who will join? We will call it the IPOB Kanu Family Business Limited. You know that? We are no more morons, for goodness sake. People should not play with our brains, for goodness sake. This is something of life and death. People have perished, have died, and continue dying. Therefore, no person should joke with us with this brother of 18. Oh, it's his brother. You can go to hell if you want. So, what am I trying to say? Sheikh Gumi is on the loose. Sheikh Gumi is openly representing the bandits. The bandits are killing Nigerian soldiers, burning Nigerian military vehicles, destroying their barracks in the north. You don't see Nigerian soldiers on the rampage killing the whole community in that part of Zamfara. No. They do it only in Biafra land. They do it only in Biafra land. They give collective punishment to everybody, both Dick and Harry, old men and women, young men, babies, pregnant women, they kill. But bandits are on the rampage in the north. They don't care. Even the person representing them, they don't arrest him. He's not committing any crime. How do you think that we can continue staying like this as a country? How? A time comes, you take a decision, just like the South Sudanese. The man said the time came, they took their destiny into their hands. Because their leaders have been playing politics, not representing them well. But when one of their men rose up, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the name of John Garang, he said, look, all this dirty politics of division among us. Oh, this is this tribe, this is Dinka, this is Noah, this is that, this is this. Don't marry this. We are fighting ourselves. It is a task given to us by our enemies. We either unite, all of us will perish. We either unite to fight these people, resist these people. All of us. Is it not the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it not IPOB's message? Igbo cannot do it alone. Ijo cannot do it alone. It is for us to remove the differences they put us into. And now we join together to fight for our collective lives. Otherwise, all of us, we all perish. We all perish. They will kill all of us. They will destroy all of us, as they are doing. They will go to Delta and kill people, slaughter villagers. Nothing will happen. They will go to Udi and destroy lives, kill people, massacre, burn houses. Nothing will happen. They will go to Eleme, do the same thing. They will go to Waru and the part of Anambra and do the same thing. Nothing will happen. They will go to Izombe and burn everywhere. Nothing will happen. Because we are in pieces. We are not together. This is the call for IPOB, for everybody to join together so that we fight this evil. It's an evil menace facing all of us. That is it. Otherwise, this colonial mentality called Nigeria will continue to our detriment. That is what we are trying to stop. This is where I'm going to stop. I will go into a few minutes break, and when I come back, I will open the lines so that we just few calls, please. Let me put this clip. Continue listening of this Southern Sudanese, please. The other day I analyzed, but I couldn't finish the analysis. But continue listening. Ntebonka. What happened to Southern Sudanese is exactly what we are experiencing today. And we are not facing the reality. We are lying to ourselves that as if it's not existing. Just continue listening, please. I will be right back.
And we were fighting each other before we ever fought them. We only became united in 1983. So from 1956 to till 1983, us black tribes in the southern part of Sudan, we were fighting each other. And because of the divisions that came from the federal government, so they divided us up in certain areas. So the west is the Barkazal area, the east is the Nuer area, and the north is the Nuer area, and the south is the more like Islamic area in Juba. So if you go to our capital, Juba, a lot of people speak Juba Arabic. And the reason is because the government up north wanted to make Arabic as an official language of the southern Christians. Because if they make Arabic as an official language, we become Arabized. So then we start, pretty much, it takes away our traditional language and our culture. They essentially try to Arabize all of the people in the southern of Sudan, like they have in the north. Like when you go to North Sudan, they're like Algerians and Moroccans and stuff. They're Muslim, they speak Arabic and stuff. That's what they wanted to do till the whole Sudan. They essentially divided us, they conquered us, and then eventually we had a leader that came in, Dr. John Garang. He essentially told the blacks in the south, listen, we have to come together or they're going to kill us all. And that only came in 1983 when we declared our movement, the Sudanese People Liberation Army. It was like a guerrilla movement. And then we fought and then we eventually won. But they, even till today, we're divided. So the Nuer and the Dinka in 2013, they caused a civil war in my country, but we ended that pretty quickly. But even till today, those tribal lines that have divided us against are so hard to break apart. Like tribal tensions in my country are so bad right now because of what they did, of generations of brainwashing and just things like even marrying between different tribes it's incredibly difficult because of the way they made us see each other since the founding of our country. And we're just trying to get through those tribal lines even till today. So it leaves deep wounds. I don't know if they've divided you guys in Nigeria and your tribe, 100%. But they really did a number on us.
That's why I asked you that question, because like everything you're saying, it's like I'm watching a movie while you're saying it, because this is our reality right now.
Now you know why I brought him. Wow. We went through the exact same thing. Wow. It's not so
like
different.
It's horrible, Ashtiek. It's never been this horrible, but right now it's horrible, and especially among the two tribes. That's kind of like everybody has always known, like these people are literally in love with each other. The intermarriage is crazy. But to find even men who have like their wives from this other tribe who spew the worst, oh my God, the worst, the most horrible rhetorics, divisive rhetorics that you'd wonder, how is he living with his wife and he has the heart, the stomach to say, even those of them who have children. Oh God. Achek, I don't know what to say.
It's the same thing. Like my uncle, he's Dinka, his wife is Dor, and he has children that are Dor, and he speaks shit about Dor 24/7, and I don't understand how his children with her, because he thinks he's superior because he's Dinka, and that's the way he was raised to think, and he has children with her, he's married to her, and he talks shit like that to the children all the time. And I just say, this is the level of brainwashing. For example, I myself as a Dinka, I could never date a Nuer girl. Like, if I wanted to, it'd be so difficult because my parents would be like, no, absolutely not happening. They're not our people. This is the type of brainwashing would happen. Or if I wanted to date a Dor girl or something else, it would just be like a nuclear bomb went off in my household. This is the amount of anti-tribalism that is in my parents' generation. Like, I like to think I'm not tribal, and I do my best not to be. But the amount of brainwashing that I have to survive as an individual coming from the people that are close to me, like the elders in the community and stuff, it's simply horrific. And this tribal thing is the thing that's really, they've done a number of, and this came from the northern Islamists that did this to us. So right now we even have to heal between each other's tribes. Like, I'm not tribalist. Like, if you're South Sudanese, you're my people. I don't care. I was never raised like that. But this local tribalism is very, very hard, and I think it's the hardest thing to get rid of, because we can never unite. We united against the Islamist North because they were killing us, but between each other now in the country, it's so divided. It's a segregated country. It's like certain regions you only have Dinka, certain regions you have Nuer, certain regions you have Dor. It's like an ethnic federation. It's not the same like Nigeria. It's like an ethnic federation, like certain regions are one tribe and another tribe, because we have that same problem here, and it's a big, big problem.
Oh my goodness.
We don't live together.
Wow. Like Dinky, like I don't even know what to say.
Yes. Did I just say you had a question? I'm trying. I'm telling you, if you listen to it, it's like, hold on, isn't that what is going on in Nigeria? You know, and you can see what he's saying. Where even though that North Sudan cut off, as soon as they removed South Sudan, they can no longer say, "Oh, is it because these people are not Muslims? These people are not our tribe." What happens? They started fighting with each other, and that's what would happen in northern Nigeria as well, because there is a section of the Muslims that are not jihadists like these people. So even if they ended up splitting Nigeria, they will still end up in another war. Archie, do you have a question for him? I was just gonna say that. Oh, sorry. Go on, Archie.
No, go on. Let me not cut your trend of thought.
I was gonna say when we left the North Sudan, and don't forget they're all Muslim in North Sudan. Now they're having the worst civil war they've ever had in their own country, and they're all Muslims. There's no Christians there. We're not there anymore, and they're killing each other. Like, we're not there. So the southern Christians that they wanted to brainwash and convert to Islam, we're gone. We have our own country. And what did they do? They start shooting each other. There's been like over 800,000 killed by each other. There's about 4 million refugees. 1 million of them, we have to look at our border. And this is Muslims killing Muslims in the north. It has nothing to do with South Sudanese Christians. We're no longer part of the country. So if that could happen in Nigeria, let's say they split from the north are probably going to fight themselves, even if you're not there, you know? It's crazy.
The thing is, sorry to like bust in, the thing is the North does not actually comprise of just Muslims. North is 50-50, 50% Muslims, 50% Christians. So this does it can't even work. That's the simple truth. Excuse me. We have 50% of Muslims in the North, 50% of Christians. I'm a Muslim. I'm from the Middle Belt, but if for some crazy reasons we're saying that we're going to have, God forbid, a different country for the North, like Middle Belt is definitely going to fall into North because they call it North Central, and that's the issue we're having, calling Middle Belt North Central. So 50% of us, I'm talking 50% of people living in the Middle Belt are Muslims, 50% are Christians, and even in the far north, northeast and north. If you go to the northeastern part of the country, we have lots of Christians, maybe 40 to 60 or 45 to 55%. So it is not even, it's unimaginable. There will be another civil war happening in the north itself if they have their own country. But so this is why they know this. This is why they're rapidly displacing you guys.
They cannot. They cannot.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu Province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 26th day of March 2024. That's about Bochenkwo. We are live and direct. Our lines are now open. Our direct line as usual is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have a first caller already waiting. Caller on WhatsApp, Mazi Chiku. I think it's you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jonathan.
There, Mazi. Welcome to the program. You are the first caller.
There. My name is Chukwu Emmanuel, and I'm speaking from my location. I greet you once again, Jonathan. I greet my leader and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man who set up this platform to expose so many evil that was hidden under the roof of heaven. I greet him once again. Yes, after listening to your program this evening, I want to start from the Kanu and their group. I'm listening to Radio Biafra for many years now, during the time our leader is on board. Our leader can never spare anybody as brother on this journey. If anybody is thinking of brothership in this movement, that person is not a human being. There's nothing like brothership. That was why Nigeria is where it is. Brothership is nonsense as far as this movement is concerned. As far as our leader is concerned, the DSS in Lagos, in Nigeria, is using brothership to destroy this movement, to deceive our leader, because they are the only people that was allowed to go and see our leader. So people must understand this. We can never, anybody who are talking brothership on this thing, you are a fool. You are not a human being. That was the reason we are where we are. There's nothing like a brothership. Kanu is the enemy of his brother. Is a Cain, the history we have in the Bible. That was what those groups are working towards. In the Jacob house, there is a Joseph is one of the sons of Jacob. His brother sold Joseph. Everybody who are Christian, they know the history. And that is what is happening. So if anybody is talking about Kanu is a brother or brother nonsense, you are idiot. That is why you are black people. You don't reason, you don't think. That is where you are the most shameless evil in the whole world. Black people, you don't think. Now, I want to talk about Nnamdi. You see that people. You see that the evil people. You see that group of Judas Iscariot. They were planted to destroy Igbo race, and they are doing it very well. They will just come out to make their idiot and stupid and shameless idiots as they are, to come out and make it. We have heard from the truth of those people what happened, why the army came to discuss peace, and what happened about after the whole thing. They start killing people when they want to take their leaders out. Nnamdi have not traced out what happened before what happened. And who knows if there is army killed or not? Who knows? Because Nigeria is another thing altogether in Nigeria. So this Nnamdi is a very serious problem we have. I have never seen a people that will be very happy to sell their people, to kill their people, to make money on the head of their people. When I think all these things, sometimes I get more angry. What type of people we have in Igbo land today? Now you read about other soldiers that killed in the north. No house was burned. No civilian was killed. It has been happening for many years today. Sometimes the army, they will select the southern soldiers. They will send them to Boko Haram, and they will round them up. They will kill them. No house will be burned. Nothing. Nnamdi will not say anything. These are southern soldiers. Because they look through their names. They count them through their name. They push them. They kill them. Hundreds of them, hundreds and thousands of them have been killed in the north. Ohanese, Iwanyan, a criminal in the leadership. Why must we continue thinking that we have somebody as a leader? The British know all these things from the beginning. They start killing the genuine leaders we have in Igbo land from 1945, giving us criminals, taking them to the church, giving them Bible, baptizing them, giving us them to be a leader. See where we are today. Everywhere are criminal in Igbo land today. For example, what is happening in Imo State? A criminal is the governor. He is trying to push all the parts, both local government, everywhere will be criminals, running in Imo State, turning everybody to criminal. That is what is going on. Because when a criminal is a leader, it will pass criminality to all the branches connected to his cabinet. That is what is going on. So in conclusion, everybody must make sure he looks forward. Our leader is our leader. Our leader cannot compromise, say, this is my brother. Who is that person? It is only somebody who don't know our leader. They don't know any brother. Anybody that is a Biafra is our leader brother. If you are his brother like Kanu, and you are agent of Satan in Nigeria, he will push you out. So somebody should not think about that line. And before I conclude today, I have been saying this time without number. If you come up as a human being and you see your grandfather made a mistake when he's alive, in your family, in your village, in your town, when you find something like that, you people will come together and say, our past elders made mistake like this. We will do everything now we are here alive to put things together so that when we die and go, the unborn generation will not continue suffering. That is how a reasonable human being thinks. In the case of Azikiwe had made a mistake.
Mazi, round up, please.
Mazi,
round up.
We have to learn from the mistake
you have
of
taken
Azikiwe.
10 minutes.
That is what I'm trying to explain. We cannot always blame Azikiwe. If you blame him, we leave him sometimes.
Mazi, we are not blaming. I don't know how you are listening, please. Mazi, we must never stop talking about our history. Stop taking it as we are blaming them.
I don't say that the history will not
yes.
Tell. I'm telling you that we will learn from the past.
That is it. Without talking about it, we cannot learn.
We cannot
Mazi, are you hearing me?
Blaming somebody that have died.
Mazi, are you hearing me? It's not. We are not blaming them only. We are talking history so that we understand. Without talking it, we cannot know. You know, without preaching it, we cannot know.
Yes.
And the people there, do you know that anytime you talk about it, there are new people that listens and know they can go and make research and find out and say, yes, oh, this is it. So stop taking it as oh we are blaming them. We have to say things as it is. So it's not a question of blaming a dead person. You understand?
Yes.
So that's it. Because you said this the other day.
I know what you are saying.
Yes.
You are saying. But I'm just telling you that we're supposed to learn from the past mistake. That is what I'm trying to introduce.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We cannot learn without hearing. That's it. Because ignorance is lack of even people talking about it. So when you say we learn, how do you learn without even hearing it? That is the situation. So let us stop making some statements as if it is another thing, please. We must continue. Why we are brainwashed, why we are behaving the way we are behaving. Let me give example with Christianity. We go to church. Do you see somebody that is 60 years? He have been going to church right from 10 years or less, 6 years. There is no day he will not go to church, or no Sunday he will not go to church. If he goes to church, they will tell you the same thing. They will repeat the same thing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the whole days of your life. Anytime you go Bible study, you go midweek service, you go Sunday school, you go this and that, the Saturday service, you go crusade. The same thing. It is even in the Bible. You say faith comes by hearing. Without hearing it, you cannot know it. You cannot even try to research to know it, to confirm or to reject it. Because it is only when you hear it, you say, now come, what this man is saying, is it correct? So let us stop taking things, in a different way. Oh, we are blaming that person. If you do, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, if Zikiwe, when Biafra comes, we go and uproot Zikiwe where they bury him and burn his skull alive. I mean, burn his skeleton. So is that blaming somebody? If you do something wrong, we blame you. If you're a hero, even if you are dead, we immortalize you. That is the way it is. Let us remove all this, sometimes incoherent speeches. I don't like it because it doesn't make sense. It's not blaming. We must talk about our history. We must blame who is supposed to be blamed. We must never, he's dead. No, we cannot blame that. Why can't we blame that person? If he do something wrong, we say, oh, he did good. No, because he's dead. No, he's okay. Everything he do is good. The way, the only person that is good in our land is a dead person. When they read his eulogy, and they everything because he's dead. Now he's good. He's a very good person. No, in this struggle, we don't tolerate it. We say it as it is so that we learn. Because without saying it, our people will continue doing the same mistake. That is the thing. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on signal. Please go on.
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you. Good evening from here.
My brother.
Yeah, as a Juko Kabiom is in charge. We keep on listening, even when we are not live. We listen to the pre-broadcast. Mazi Jonathan, thank you for picking my call, and thank you for keep on educating our people to enlighten our people so that we know the right thing to do at the right time. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi Akas. I'm calling from Austria, and I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as IPOB, Austria National PRO. Mazi Jonathan, the truth about the struggle we are in is that, please, our brother Mazi Chuku, we want you to understand one thing here. In Radio Biafra, we speak it the way it is. We are not here, even if somebody commit crime. It doesn't matter if it's our forefathers. Anybody that put us in this situation we are today, we must keep on educating our people so that even people that is going to come before us, we know what they have committed. We must learn from the mistake of what. It doesn't matter if you are dead or alive. It doesn't matter if you do good to our people. We will let the generation of our people to know that you did good. Michael Obara, when during their own days, we know what that man did in the Eastern region when he was the premier of the Eastern region. We know what he did. David Sambakwe, we know what he did.
And we talk about them. They are dead. We talk about them. Yes.
And they're dead. Is it not? Are they not dead? They are remembering them for the good things they did. So, Mazi Chuku, please, we are begging you. You're an elderly man. We are not here with sentiment. We are not here with emotion. We are not blaming the dead, but we keep on letting the generation upon generation to know that this man has an opportunity to liberate our people for what we are suffering today, but he couldn't do it because of his I don't know, because of what, I don't know. He want to be the Zik of Africa. He want to be the Zik of Nigeria.
Mazi,
Today, Mazi,
Mazi,
tell
let
me,
me
is
just let
Nigeria
me put
remembering him
something.
today?
Mazi, let me put something just before you continue. It's just the same experience we are having today with the Kano family, so-called Kano siblings. Sorry, Azikiwe was trying to protect his father's investment because his father, Obededom Nnamdi Azikiwe Senior, he is the right hand man that helped Lugard to form Nigeria, deceive the kings into signing something they didn't know, completing on some, agree on something they didn't know, he didn't interpret them, he scammed them into forming, being part of Nigeria. So I know his father must have told him everything. So he's using that family influence and sentiment. Now he must protect his father's investment, though, because he will be the chairperson. He will be the CEO of his father's property. That is Nigeria. So in case his father dies, because his father also died on, I think, 1958. And now he take it upon himself that he's a natural inheritor of everything. So that is why Kurele Kurala, Awolowo, I say Awolowo, Ahmad Bello say, no, let us be different countries. Say, no, my father have established this. So it's the same family, I mean, sentiment which the brothers of our leader is using now. IPO, they want to put it, IPOB is their brothers investment, so naturally they are the natural inheritors of the leadership of IPOB. Who born that person? Do you know that I'm kind of family? Do you know that I'm the kind of brother? Who are you? And you see people making the same mistake, following them, agreeing with them because of that sentiment. This is not what we will agree. We will never accept it in this struggle. Mazi, please go on.
So yeah, my brother Mazi Jonathan, one thing I like you is that you said here in Radio Biafra, come here and argue with me with reason. Don't come here and just talk and run away. Talk something that, let's debate it, and people are listening all over the world are listening. Even as we are speaking now, the world is listening. We cannot shy away to speak the truth always. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. Even the last interview, they interviewed him in court, in this last court appearance. He said it. We must keep on speaking the truth, even if it leads to our death. It doesn't matter if you are dead or alive. If you do good to our people, we will let them know. Generations that will come before us, we will keep on telling them until it will sick in their brain, because our people, we used to forget anything you don't keep on repeating to our people. They will, before you know, they will forget it. We must keep on saying these things. So those that are alive today, know what you are doing. Know what you are doing against this Biafra that we are fighting to restore. Because Biafra has been in existence before Nigeria. Know what you are saying, know the character you play, because everything you do in this process, we will keep on telling our children, those are sabotage us, your generation upon generation will know that you are a betrayer. That is why now we are fighting this freedom. We have to say the way it is. If you like, take it. If you like, don't take it. That is how we roll. In IPOB, we have no mercy. Just as as the stupid brothers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is idiotically behaving anyhow, because this is their. I'm asking a question, Mazi. Ndị ọchịrị ịgwa anyị na ahụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu karịa. These are our people that are dying. These men and women inside the bush that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asked to stay inside the bush to make sure that these enemies that are killing our people in the bush cannot occupy our land. Are you telling me that Kanu love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more than these guys? We that are contributing money, going to rallies, doing everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asks us to do, are they telling us they love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more than as we do? They are very careful. There will be the reason why these people can still speak today because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the reason why God kept him alive is for him to complete that message, that mission he must accomplish. And when these people should be very careful. None of them love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the way we did. Look at the way Nigerian government they lure themselves into Nigerian government. They just deceive them. The only two lawyers they are afraid of. They just I don't know what they told our leader. They make sure they sideline these two people because Nigerian government know that the son Ozekome and the Ifeanyi Ejiofor is the problem they have because they have went to court and got for
Mazi, let me tell you before you also
my God
continue.
of Israel.
Mazi, the love the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu siblings love their brother. You see that love you exhibit to your Christmas chicken is a source of their livelihood, their business. So that is the love. The love you love your chicken, your Christmas chicken, which you bought maybe few months before Christmas. Be feeding him. Any person that near the chicken, say, no, hey, don't touch. My beloved chicken, because you are waiting the interest you have in it. That is the flesh, which you will slaughter. So the love they have for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that love of he put investment for us that is making money making machine for them. IPOB, they control the fund. That nothing more. But we IPOB, we love him the genuine love of what he represents, of what he's preaching, so that we can collectively restore Biafra. So these are two different types of loves, two different things altogether. Mazi, continue, please.
So, Mazi, in a nutshell, all we are saying here is IPOB is watching, IPOB is behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is our leader, and he remains our leader. And that thing, this Biafra that God has called him to, for all of us to join him, because alone he cannot do it. It doesn't matter how alone Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot do this thing. If not, Nambona about today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu about anywhere on about today is because of all of us, all over the world, rallied around him, telling him that we are with you. Millions and millions will put their life because of this man, because he has proved beyond reasonable doubt that he's a leader. Even up to now that he's still in the dungeon of the enemy, he is still standing in their front and tell them that I can never capitulate in this call. As a Chukwu Kabiam has called him. Let these people be very careful. Had to be very careful. IPOB is watching all their tricks, everything. Mazi, but I think they said they want to go and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and continue trial. What are they still saying today? Is it not the same thing IPOB has been saying before? Ejiofor and Michael Zekome has been saying before that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot go through trial. Nigeria government should release him because the court of Nigeria have said, release this man. He has been discharged and acquitted. Look at how they disgrace themselves in Bintaya's court. All of them, all they are serious to take picture. Everybody go. Say, give me a chance. Let me start in the middle. People that cannot even know what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the one defending himself inside the court. You can't believe this. It was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was telling them that I cannot go into trial because you people cannot allow me to meet my lawyers to discuss my lawyers. There is a camera everywhere. How can I go into trial when you cannot allow me to have a privacy with my lawyers? It was this man, Mazi. What we are saying here is that it doesn't matter what this family is doing. IPOB is solidly behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and in the particular way, because we look at what is it not the same Kanu holding on this is stupid man. He want to give him a slot in Biafra. All the crime this guy now commit, Have they come out and said, is it not because of the crime of this Ekperima is committing in Biafra land? The Nigerian army have the right, have the audacity to call Mazi Chinedu, the head of the Director of State, putting his name as somebody that is wanted. For what reason? A gentleman that is piloting the affair of this struggle, even since they rendition our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, thinking in their brain they can destroy IPOB. This man and DOS have been piloting the affairs of, and now they have seen they cannot destroy IPOB because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, you cannot destroy IPOB. And with those that are born as a freedom fighter, it doesn't matter. I am very happy because if this didn't happen, we will never know that all this while. We will must give us order, must give us order. Now we know the real people that are in IPOB. The real guys that are ready to lay their life for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and destroy Nigeria completely. If they refuse to do the right thing at the right time, Mazi, what Nigeria is going to see, they should release our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has committed no crime. They should release him. That's where we stand. Discharged and acquitted unconditionally. And there will be no trial.
Thank
Mazi,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We must continue. I have a caller that is dear caller. Please, callers, hold on. What? Oh, I picked a caller on direct line. Whether the phone just went off, I don't know. Okay. Calls everywhere. I have Mazi.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah, well, the whole world is hearing, is listening. Go on, please.
Thank you, man. Big brother Mazi Jonathan, I appreciate you. I Semendo Behad, which I continue to guide you. The DOS, HDOS, all the principal officers, and IPOB at large, I salute you. Mazi, I didn't want to call, I just want to sit down and and listen. But you know, sometimes when somebody, like as I said, some of our people did not still understand what Nnamdi was doing in this platform. I keep repeating it, but I do. It's because of our brother Mazi Emmanuel I called. The reason why I want to address him properly.
Mazi, please let us shade from addressing somebody or replying. You can make general statements,
yes,
please.
Mazi, I want to. Him himself made a mistake. I want to tell him that himself. I thought that I'm trying to antagonize him. No, I'm trying to make him understand some certain things. This is how I operate. When I say some of our people want freedom, but they are still withholding something that belongs to the devil. It does not work that way. It can never work. You want freedom, and you still withholding the devil's David. Now, why am I saying this? You see, the history. You cannot remove history. It doesn't matter how many. This is the reason why the white people are more dangerous, because of history. So why is it that our own people don't understand that history is more important? It doesn't matter who. Tomorrow now, who we fizzle away. Does it mean that if our children begin to talk about the killing, what the has been killing him, what he has committed, somebody will say, oh, leave it. No. We have to tell people, our children need to talk about what they have committed. This is history. It has to be written down. And let me say something here, very, very important. This is still for our brother. You come in here now, right here. That is the main reason why I called. You are still quoting us that Ken sold his brother. How did you know Ken? Ken these people. Is he know what white man want us to be quoting? Who is them? Can we locate to their brothers and see siblings? Relationship? Does it mean that the white man have told us that all they do for us is for us not to learn, for the black people to keep repeating what they ask us to be repeating all the time, instead of us to learn, do our own practice. They allow us to do what they bring to us, which is exactly what you did here now. You call the God of Jacob, God of Isaac. Who are these people? Let them how. This is what they want us to be repeating all the time. They quote all these things. But who are these people? Now you are calling who sold his brother. Who are him? So you still withhold. You are fighting for freedom. You are still withholding something that Britain bring for us. You are still withholding their property. That is when you actually have to because you can, if you want freedom, live. Don't withhold their trade. This is how we roll.
Mazi, there, I don't know what you cut. I don't know, Scott. There, Mazi. I think we have gotten your message. There, Mazi. We must continue. I have callers call everywhere. Caller on WhatsApp. You have been here 20 minutes, I think so. Can you hear me, Mazi? I think calling from Moscow, if I'm not mistaken.
I can make a leg, Kelepe, our DOS. No, Mahana. I say me chipu blessed. I want to start by talking about history, about the history of about. Imara, I won't I ka here on your kuru, Mba, I am good that you watch this country in the name and when interview toka course but I have grant the president of this country. The man went after 30 minutes, 20 minutes and the call history of Moscow or Russia.
Mazi, I listened to it. I agree me again.
People are coming the history. People are coming the history. Many people are not here all the lights here in the history. Can they know ano kaiwa? Matama here aziki because each time na secondary school. One of our lecturer, was a lecturer. Ikuto Kazikiwo is a government teacher. He's a government teacher. Ikuto Kazikiwo is a stupid man. But at that time, I praise Kazikiwo. We are small now. We man not kujai history. That time,
Nazikiwe was savior. I
swear.
Yeah, that's it.
That teacher always calls Azikiwe, always antagonize Azikiwe. All the few years now can waterman, and that young one all the few years now can waterman. He that man. Sometimes in the walk and you can they no him and the only black game because I got come now say you may change your Jonah. You want to matter your German. You may okay say come mama de me come. You may call you boy. You may come again. And what to say? I want to happen. We coming to our leader and Domunne. In freedom fighting. Umunne a na-ezuzu anyị amakwa anyị na-eme ihe dịka ụmụnne ihe buga Africa. This is what is killing Africa. A na-eme ụmụnne onye enwe onye tribe m onye enwe nwanne m onye marginal brother onye marginal onye buga Africa. Africa is not going anywhere. They are looking face. I be saying a struggle. A whole struggle will leave them after. Umunne abai hijack ya say ọkwa nwanne ya nwoke. Umunne akalunta awacho ya na IPOB. Onwere IPOB member. Hello, Jubianga, Niger, Amira, Akanopo, when you basra and IPOP. You know, but I take a great time because of the mother one at this state. I want to know, I won't area. We are not happy. I have been over the mother name, no develop mother over there. Why over there? I don't know people now in Africa. I don't know, no develop everywhere. Black man is developed everywhere, but in Africa, nothing is going there. Matter with the can measure over there. Matter by me one day. Yeah, because one day because you will get many people.
this struggle onye ntụkpọ pụtara anyị pụtara n'ihu ọrụ mmadụ na-aba akọrọ m ihe nwanne ya akọrọkwa ihe nwanne ya kama anyị anụkwa Nigeria ihe anụkwa na Biafra ya akọrọkwa ihe nwanne ya nwoke kama another one chọ ikwu about religion religion ama m na taa wụcha Elizabeth Kosha but ikwuturu ya religion is one of our problem. Religion is one of our problem. Ihe ọbụla jaiwa n'obodo ihe jaiwa na Africa religion and equal to religion emotion abata n'ime ya. Okay, ana m ajụ ndị religion ndị mere ihe ndị ha ndị ke ha religion ha ndị Muslim ha ndị Christianity biko no this Israel anyị kpọgara ha Israel or Christian country biko Jesus ha kwuge anyị wawu Jesus ha achụga aha nna ya ogene biko onye all question chọrọ ndị ụka Peter akpọga akpa ele aha nna ya ele ụmụnne ya ele family oshipụta onye ya ndị na-adara gị religion ha chọtara ya maazị enwe m ọtụtụ ụka m ga-ekwu na abara ajọs mali stekabesmet ikpe my opinion ọ ga-adịrị anụ mma ọ ga-adịrị anụ mma ọ ga-adịrị mma maazị continue your good we are behind you thank you
there Mazi, we must continue. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Caller on direct line, please go on.
Jonathan.
There Mazi.
There's Jonathan. That's your canon and IPO and what it is from Momo or the province. And there's another province. IPO only your canon. One area where Biafra. I'm telling you, Kanu is greeting himself before the whole world. Kanu talk to situation. There's Jonathan Kanu talk. IPOP don't allow yourself to be misled. Paristojo for and the Paristojo good. The real truthful lawyer have a tell like the charge and that's the test. Or I should get it. And all at the line. And Biafrans, anywhere, whether you be pastor, you be bishop, you be father, we are going from. You can see, Jonathan, heaven and earth are the argument. Only those who are formidable and believe in Biafra to go to Kadam, because we guys will be free. About that situation. But interested Biafra intervention, no project, this is not scrap, no project to Nnamdi. You live really. Okay, Professor Nnamdi. I don't think that's that's Nnamdi no way to defend of identities. But I want to get back him. Other than the what? Then they want to tell us that they'll take our land. Now I don't get in our court. Look at how they are disgracing themselves. Complete criminals. On this earth, I would have done. Oh, this is how long. When I work for the man, there's Jonathan, my own property. I told this to make sure that I had my setup. Until I can do, I honor him. I'm not going to learn on that. I'm not myself. I'm not net. Then I pick it with him. And say, I want to tell you, President of Nigeria. Yeah, but I president also. Okay, so Nigeria can actually work. Then I get first referendum. Then we are Biafrans. Yes, you know who we are. This is the most dangerous race on this earth. But it's one of the most. Look at how we are passing our God. Look at how it's scattered us all over the world. And it's bringing us back. Where are you? Where are you to stop your parents? So why are you on this earth? Where are you? You want to give us violence. So that we damage everywhere. We are going home peacefully. You say this word belongs to Chukwuka. And he has mandated that his word will be free. Let the nation prepare that get here. Let the thing get to him. Let the thing that will rule me, you say. Look at some. No chance. Kanu is the last warning. Last warning. You will see our leader. It's a public. It's my own brother. That is there. That's it. But what one kill? If I didn't Jonathan, you saw one. Now for one to Gumi, then Jonathan, and they call you Pugeta. Gumi. The Gumi said to be arrested. Nigeria is already dead. Let no nation blackmail IPOB again. Yeah, we have showed ourselves that we are peaceful all over the world. I want to be free peaceful. We don't want violence. Because if violence is the last option, that's what I said, I could be over. That's good.
Ndewo Mazi. Ndewo.
Contract to bandits, collecting our money, giving them.
Ndewo Mazi. Thank you. Caller on Signal. Can you hear me? Caller on Signal. Caller on Signal. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Mazi. Ndewo Mazi, please go on. Go on, please.
Thank you so much. I am Mazi Celestine Ogba, and I call from the coastal region of Biafra. Professor Jonathan, let me say one thing about this, our struggle. I want to tell our people that the fight for freedom is especially in a case or region where we come from demands total mental toughness. Total mental toughness. Our people must be mentally tough. Secondly, freedom is not known to emotion and the sentiment. So we must remove anything sentiment and emotions from freedom fighting. Let me straightly emphasize that the essence of repetition is for emphasis. So when we keep repeating, it is for people to get the message. It is not because we want to throw blames on anyone. Meanwhile, whenever anyone does good, we upload it and we keep repeating it because we are here to rewrite the history. We don't want to live on the illusion and the polluted history written for us by the West and the Funanis. So we are here to write our history by our own selves, that the unborn generation will come and inherit an incorruptible history of our people. So, having said that, Professor Jonathan, I will also move on to address some issues. Those issues are one, Nigeria as a contraption is a colonial legacy. And when we begin to look at some things, you will understand that any civilized nation is governed by civil law. These civil law are common, or ordinarily called common laws. And these common laws are supreme to everybody within that society. It doesn't matter whether you are the president or the minister or whatever, you are heading any kind of parastatal. You are duty bound to obey the law. It is unlike what is happening here in the zoo. Number one is you have two different set of laws in the damnable zoological republic of animal kingdom called Nigeria. And those two set of laws, you have the penal code for the north, especially for the Funanis. And those penal code depicts that if you are from the north, especially in the Funani race, you will commit crime. They just give you 12 flashes of the stroke and you are free. But you have the criminal law for the south, especially. It is most pronounced to Biafrans, especially when you are not from the families of these warrant chiefs or the traitors. So they, like what Nnamdi Kanu is going through, is a common example of the common criminal code the Fulani is implemented for us in the south. So those are the those are the things. There is no any civilized nation or any nation that wants to grow that we include the basics of common law for all. And you see, these are the reason, I repeat, that some of the mistakes we made was to allow some of the traitors who betrayed our people during the genocidal war to come back. And we all know when they came back that they were duly rewarded. And these were the reasons you see that treachery and sabotage, people are in competition because they knew and understand that it pays. That when you betray, then the Fulani ruling class will pay you. The reason they pay you is by giving you exotic position, and they may be giving you some political appointees or employment opportunity for your children and their relatives. You understand? So those are some of the things, and that is why it continues unabated. If they have received it hot, like personally, I believe that treachery and sabotage has a grave consequences, and the consequences to treachery and sabotage is death. And that is what is supposed to be, so that the people who are coming should look upon it and know that are you ready to pay this great price before you begin to engage yourself with sabotage and the treachery. These are some of the things we never really handled very well. And to that effect, the reason we were filled with a lot of people without dignity nor honor. Mazi, can you imagine when a Nigerian government invaded the palace of a traditional ruler, as Israel Kanu, destroy it, the inheritance of the people, a custodian of the people? Has it happened anywhere in the Damnable? Can it happen in the West? Can it happen in the North? No, it is only here in Biafra that it can happen. And no king within the region rose up to condemn it. Nobody. You understand?
Mazi, your voice is sounding muffled now.
Okay, sorry, I've corrected it.
Yes, it's okay.
Mazi, so those are the things. And let me quickly say something about our leader's case. Many of us may have not known that Binta Nyoku is a politician. She was Attorney General and Minister Commissioner for Justice, I think in Gombe State. If I got it wrong, then I might have to get myself corrected, but I'm very sure she served as a Minister of Justice and Attorney General, to Gombe State. It was shortly after that that Buhari promoted her to higher court as a higher court judge. And let us not forget that the wife and the husband and the son are standing corrupt charges in the zoo. And you've seen that the reason she is doing this is because she is so desperate to get our leader behind the bar, because in exchange for the freedom of the husband and the son, we must not forget this. And these are some of the areas I think that our media should also cover very, very well. We have to expose this corrupt injustice judge to the world, so that people will know that Binta Nyoku is evil. I do not know and understand why you will keep, even when you know the law, but you keep suppressing the justice for the just. And the people are mute and the silence, especially our people from the south. Nobody is talking. It cannot happen in the west, neither in the north. None of them can take this in. Nobody is talking. Let me borrow a word from Archbishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa, who says, and I quote, "Those who maintain absolute silence in the midst of injustice are worse than the oppressors." And that is what you see within the corridor of our political class, within the corridor of our religious class, within the corridor of our traditional corridor. You see, but what they don't understand is that those who
Can I even remember? Those who, the bastardization and the neglection of Konanot is synchronous to people who, though the traditional rulers who are practicing cultural genocide to the people, to the political Biafran political class who practices political genocide.
Mazi,
religious class who permitted religious genocide to the people. It cannot continue like this. Time is coming and people will rise and say enough is enough. So this grave is against the people. Mazi Jonathan, this message must continue because we are Biafran. And this undiluted message of freedom must continue. Biafra must come in every honesty and the truth. And that will be the cardinal pin of our Biafra nation. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan. Continue this good work. God bless you. Almost there.
No, hey, Biafran. There, Mazi. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Unmute yourself, please. Caller on WhatsApp. As we
good evening, Mazi, Jonathan.
There,
Mazi. From here.
There,
Thank you very much. This is Mazi Emmanuel. I'm calling from Paris. Mazi, first of all, I want to appreciate Biafrans and lovers of freedom for their commitment and their doggedness towards this very struggle. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The able leader we have, the only person that answered the call of Chukwuka Abiyama. And here we are. And we know the reason why we all are here today. I am speaking today is because of our leader. I knew my left and right. It is because of him. I never knew all these things. I never knew the kind of, in the heap of lies and deceit that we have been, covered up with. What made me to just call this because of the two things you just mentioned that got my attention. One is the one you mentioned about what happened in Russia. And the other one is the one you mentioned, the European or the Western version of democracy in Nigeria and Africa, the way they have correlated it. Because, Mazi, you have to know one thing that whenever somebody that stole your thing join you to find that thing, you can never find that thing. Just look for it from now till the 10 years to come. You can never find that thing. And the Western world you see, when I'm in the Western world, I never knew the kind of empire that these people had until we entered this struggle for Biafra. I never knew that these people have this kind of plan and package for Biafran people. Because, Mazi, one thing is to know that, acknowledge first that you are in the problem. You have a problem. You are in a mess. Then the other one is to, find out a way to save yourself out of that very mess that you find yourself. You find what you saw, for example, what you saw, the so-called zoo military declaring our HOD wanted and this and that. Man, you could remember that our leader just said something in the court on the 19th of this month. And, our people have started making meanings from what our leader just said. Things he mentioned, the things he mentioned out. He called out both the criminals, both what the zoo government and the laws court are doing, the maltreatment they have been unleashing on him, he mentioned all these things. But for being able to cover all those things, they have to find by putting our HOD in this very thing, so that they will now pull us out of that very trying to put, explain to our people, because media warriors has started putting meanings on all those things that our leader said before. But how are they going to stop it? They brought this one now, and who advised them is still the same colonial masters. He's still Britain, he's still Nigeria, he's still America. They have to do what? Create another diversion, so that all of us will now focus on, they declare our HOD wanted this, that, then we will now forget the real things that our leader said before in the court. So I am urging our people to not succumb on all these media and diversion they are creating, because these people have no argument again. You saw what is going on in Africa, Mazi. You saw the emergence of Mali and these three union. Do you see the way they have started organically to join themselves and build their union? Then the question you should ask yourself: did Nigeria go process of mutual process before now they now enter into a union? Before now they can now start calling themselves a country? They never go all those things. So you have to see now that in the Africa, as far as they have, you see, the three countries have come out to view themselves as the same way that the Sioux find themselves, because in Africa, Nigeria has become a threat to the people himself. And who are those ones bearing those fronts? It is only Biafrans. It is only us. And what is our people doing to save us out of this? Nothing. They do nothing. What they do is only to abate and even help the oppressors to oppress us more. As we are fighting to pull out from it, they are forcing us into that very union. Why others are running away from the colonial masters, and our people are forcing us to remain where we are and die on? Mazi, what kind of people are we? That is the question I am asking myself. What kind of people are we? Why are we not, feeling danger? Why are we indifferent where there is danger? We know that Nigeria is created to wipe all of us away. Why are we, feeling that less concern in Nigeria? Why? Why are we there? Is it only to be dying? Is it only to be crying every day? From 1914 till date, we are still dying. Our people, the so-called politicians, don't see anything bad there. This generation will come up, the other one will go and die, then they will pass away, then we will just continue like this until all of us will wipe away and Fulani will take over our land. Is it what they have in store for us? Is it what the Igbo politicians and the Biafrans, the both coastal region and the upland, is it what they have in store for their upcoming generation? That is the question I am asking myself. If we come in this world just only to be pursuing paper, pursuing money from this, money for that, you sell off your land, where are you going to stay with that money? Where? Mazi, it is very painful, but I thank God that we have IPOB. IPOB is here. Imagine if we don't have, if there is nothing like Nnamdi, Kanu or IPOB, tell me where we would have been. Tell me the position of Biafrans as the world is changing, everybody is fighting for their survival. Tell me what Biafrans, what are they doing? What are Igbo politicians, what are they doing? Nothing. They are there sharing money, pursuing money, calling million, billion, this, that, this, only that.
There, Mazi. There,
Mazi, thank you very much.
Dodori.
Keep on what you are doing. We are here. We are
There,
going nowhere.
There,
Thank you, Mazi.
Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. Caller on direct line.
Yes, Mazi, Jonathan, good evening, sir.
There, Mazi.
Is my voice coming out?
You are.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Dalo Nwatineke, thank you so much for getting back to me because meanwhile, Biafrans, all hey Biafrans, good evening everybody. I'm Mazi Amechi, and I'm Mpaghara North America, Canada to be precise. I decided to be a good listener today. From beginning, I was listening to the program, but what prompted me to call our brother that repeated the same thing he did last time, and immediately he made that mistake last time. I remember I promptly called in and made a contribution. Our brother that keep emphasizing that we are blaming our grandfather Nnamdi Azikiwe. I'm happy that between that time he called and now, many sensible and smart Biafrans have given enough response. Our brother, Mazi, I believe you are an elder, and if you are listening to my voice, put all those things, or you can replay this tape to take that word very serious. Radio Biafra, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instituted, is like a university. Some of us got through university. We can tell you that Radio Biafra is more refined than university, because in university you do so many courses, and at the end you bring those courses together. It refines you as a human being. Obru a good student of Radio Biafra, by this point in time, you are not supposed to be coming on with the same argument you brought last time. Obru family is directly linked to Nnamdi Azikiwe. Our apologies to that, but it will not stop us from retracing that history, because we, all of us, woke up today. All of us became smart today because of the history of our roots, Biafra, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu flashed before us. Some people, the younger, they knew, and the agitation became faster. I don't want to dwell on that. So Mazi Biko, take precaution, because if you bring up this thing next time, I will call into this radio and insult you, and I don't want to go by insult on any means, because you are an elder. So Mazi Biko, quickly, the direction to take my conversation today, the wave of what is happening in Africa. Now, if you go to Russia, that Russia massacre, my own personal feeling, you cannot take it away from what is happening globally. France, now Russia, because of France's activity in NATO, Russia and France on Unara, it's just like a baby who is sucking breast, and they want to remove that breast from that baby. Here, Russia on the ground, and Russia is one country that I respect tactically, and with a very, very strong tactical move. Now, it actually been able to disarm French or France and Africa. If you look at Senegal just followed. In the line of other countries that got liberated, Senegal just followed. Now, Gaddafi, because they don't want Africa to take a step further. In case she met Zimbabwe through under Mugabe, they cripple their currency. They mess everything up because they don't want any African that is poking their eyes. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all the same vision for Biafra, but because they were stronger than what we are seeing that is holding Nigeria together. That is why Haji set her up, use all his iniquity siblings, honorable not today. Mazi, I will end my contribution by asking you one question because it's like all of us will just contribute. Actually, maybe question because Mazi. And my question is this: if you look at the French colonized countries in Africa, why is it that they have God? Why is it that they have the kind of discipline and working together to fight their colonial master against English colonized countries who are docile? Mazi, just like the last caller, he touched it a little bit. Mazi, can you understand that English colonized Africa are still sleeping, whereas French colonized Africans have woken up? Because they educate us more on that area. Actually, matter. Thank you.
There were. And I will also put it like this. Although let me go on to closing remarks after. I'll use it as closing remarks. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Please go on. Make it as brief as you could because I'm on the verge of closing.
Yes, Mazi Jonathan.
There were Mazi.
Good evening, sir.
Dodrege.
Mazi. My name is Mazi Fanye. Mazi Fanye calling for his location. US are wise. May God bless them. Mazi, we have stayed time without number. Before I forget, may God bless our leader. A man who saw tomorrow. May God bless him and protect him. Mazi, we stand in a peak of decision. The church protected. That's where we stand. Comes rain, comes storm. That's our stand. Mazi, let me use this opportunity to say IPOB is not a family business. And also, we can never allow any idiot to pocket IPOB into their selfish pocket or bag. We can never allow that. Our eyes have opened and we have known and see many things. We, the new generation of IPOB, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi, DOS, we can never allow anybody to put us on mess, calling it and our leader family or our leader siblings, the siblings of iniquities. We can never allow them to mock us on ground. Mazi, in this hollow platform, this is our Biafra, University of all the whole world. Is a place where we say something how it is, without minding who it favors or who it hurts. That is where we stand, and this is Dedo Biafra for you. We must tell you the pure truth. Our leader says that if you want to hear the pure truth, the message of God, you should listen to Dedo Biafra. And that is where we stand. Mazi, coming to the threatening of the Nigeria Zoo terrorist army. In fact, they are threatening is dead and arrived. That is messed up. Because the time of threatening our leadership or any one of us or any member of IPOB, the era has gone. We can never shake or panic based on their threatening. It can never be happening. Mazi, let me tell you that our problem as a race or as a particular tribe is our leaders. How can our honest Igbo trying to mess themselves up by releasing their press statement about what happened to Nigeria Zoo? I'm here to ask those Ohanes Ndi Ori Nandama, How many times have they heard about Arewa Consultative Forum releasing a press statement against the zoo terrorists being massacred in the northern side of zoo? I want to ask Ohaleze Ndigbo, are they aware of how many people of Igbo youth are being lost every day by day? Mazi, we can never forget and we can never forgive. You see, Biafra, which we are fighting for, is a country where everything will be exposed. Is a country where we can never accommodate any single corrupt person. Is a place where, as we are whiter than whiter and whiter than snow, that is the country we are fighting for. And that is why we must save it as it is. And also without fear or favor of anyone. That is our stand. The siblings of iniquities, we can never take because of you people are brothers to our leader and forgive you people. There's nothing like forgiveness, so we can never forgive anybody. Anybody that is trying to make us to suffer, makes this struggle to go backwardness, our mind. We can never say because of your brother to our leader and forgive you. It can never happen, no. I'm shouting it so that then we heard it. Because Ada Mama Onicha Gurubosi or Mobosi Onicha. We can never allow them. Mazi, our freedom is not unnegotiable. We can never take it from anybody. Biafra or nothing. May God bless you, Mazi Jonathan. May God bless our leadership, the wise men on earth.
Mazi.
When the times come. Mazi, good enough from here.
Caller on WhatsApp, you'll be the last caller. Please go on and make it as brief as you could. Please go on.
Mazi Jonathan, ehihie ọma.
Ndewo.
Ndewo. Onye nwanyị gbaga ume. Chukwu okike kere n'igwe ka a na chekwebe gị na ezinụlọ gị. Na ịbọ ị na-agbara anyị, ebe ọ na-agbara ndị Biafra, na mmasị Chukwu okike abịa ma nọnyere gị. Nọnyekwere onye ndu anyị, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the holy man. Onye Chukwu okike wetara ka o wee dọpụta anyị n'agbụ, ka o wee dọpụta anyị n'ọnwụ, because na ndị Owerri hụrụ anyị ndụ. Amasị Chukwu okike abịa ma zaa ya ekpere. Onweghị ihe ndị iro ga-eme, onweghị ndị iro ga-eme ndị ezinụlọ ya. IPOB all over the world, I greet each and every one of you. This is Emeka Nsukka from Bucaramanga, Colombia. Nsukka is Biafra land. Biafrans, you see what is happening in the world? We have to open our eye, to shine our eye. You see what is happening in Haiti? Haiti have taken their problem into their hand. Because French want to kill all of them, but now they wake up in Haiti. So forth, Biafrans, we have to wake up. We are more than 17 million people following our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Is a nation. I know how many nations here in Caribbean that even my village is bigger than them. But they are a nation. But Biafra, after calculation, we are up to 80 million people. But look at where we are. People are messing in our head. And our people, we never learn. Some of our people are dumb. Some of our people are just looking for money. If you ask that person where that money will go, is it where Fulani want to take all your land? You don't even care. Is that such people we will leave our land to? All the hardcore Biafra, we have to do our best to liberate our people. British is there, they slave our people in Britain there, but our land is empty. Nothing is there. But Britain is taking all our resources to their place, building their place, putting our people to wash their body, to wash a toilet in Britain. But we have everything, even more than Britain. Igbo people, when are we going to learn? Common Igbo land don't have light. Igbo land don't have 70 to 80 million population, but we have leaders. We have Igwes. Igwe that kill their people. Igwe that don't mean well for his people. Carry Fulani put all on our land. If you come to Suka, Fulani everywhere. If you go to Ubolo, Fulani everywhere. If you go to Night Mile, Fulani everywhere. But we have our leader. No document, nothing. Our people are dying every day. Which people are killing them? Foreigners. But we never learn. We never think what will happen in 50 years in Biafra land. Mazi Jonathan. I ain't gonna eku. Now one day, God will answer us and we will be free. This country, Bucaramanga, Colombia, if you come here, they relax their mind. Everything is going according to how they want it. But come to Africa, no light, no water, no road. Nigeria must be destroyed. There, Mazi Jonathan.
There, Mazi. This is where I'm going to switch up the phones, please. People that are calling, please, no more, please. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, we must continue in what we are doing. This is a fight for our lives. Like what Mazi asked about the people that are rising up. I will help you also to put it, to add. They are not only French-speaking African countries. They are mostly Muslim countries. They are mostly Muslim countries. You understand me? You know, I used to say this: the Sahelians are highly more matured politically. What I'm telling you is a fact than those living. You know, I used to say this: the Sahelians are highly more matured politically. What I'm telling you is a fact than those living. You know, I used to say this: the Sahelians are highly more matured politically. What I'm telling you is a fact than those living. You know, I used to say this: the Sahelians are highly more matured politically. What I'm telling you is a fact than those living. You know, I used to say this: the Sahelians are highly more matured politically. What I'm telling you is a fact than those living. You know, the Sahelians are highly more matured politically. What I'm telling you is a fact than those living. More matured politically. What I'm telling you is a fact than those living. You know, I used to say this: the Sahelians are highly